Naruto, starting the live broadcast to the ninja world. Welcome back, brave explorers of impossible worlds. We are excited to have you here to continue this odyssey together. Before we continue, everything you'll hear is pure fiction, so please don't try to replicate combat techniques at home. This wonderful story and all its rights belong to its brilliant original author. We are only the messengers of entertainment. Want another dose of adventure? Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a single chapter. And if you want to support us directly and enjoy exclusive content, check out our Ko-Fi. Chapter 451, The Top of the Contempt Chain. Uchiha clan land. The two walked on the streets of the clan territory. Even though you haven't saved me yet, I will still regard you as my first friend, my best friend, Boruto. Because of you, I am no longer filled with hatred like before, my best friend. Thank you for risking your life to save me. Having a friend like you is the greatest luck in Wuming's life. Boruto smiled brightly. As long as you can be happy in the future, then everything I do in the future will be worth it. The two of them chatted wordlessly most of the time. It was Uchiha Hikaru who was talking and Boruto who was listening. Facing Boruto, she felt a peace she had never felt before, as if she had endless things to say. At a certain moment, she suddenly thought of something. I don't know when Sasuke will come back in the future. Thinking of this, Uchiha Guang felt inexplicably anxious. She felt like she was beginning to hate the ninja world and ninjas again. Uchiha Guang lowered his head, his eyes dim. Boruto, what's wrong? I'm listening. Uchiha Hikaru pursed his lips. Boruto, I feel sad when I think about you leaving soon. It's like, you've lost the light of my life. I remember every word you ever said to me. You said you would turn those memories of mine into happy things. There were tears in her eyes and her voice was choked. He also said that I could play games with you, go out with everyone, and do all the things I couldn't do before, and made me like ninjas and the ninja world. Having said this, she could no longer control the tears in her eyes. From the moment I saw you willing to be my friend on the screen, I liked you very much. At that time, you became my only light. As long as I am by your side, I think those unbearable memories of my past will fade away one day. But you're leaving soon. You're going to leave me and leave me alone like you did before, after becoming my only light. Boruto's eyes were filled with self-blame before he could say anything. Uchiha Hikaru wiped the tears from his eyes with his sleeve. I'm sorry, I just got emotional and said a lot of nonsense. Please don't mind it. Boruto had a complicated expression and said guiltily, I should be the one to apologize. Uchiha Hikaru smiled. You're starting to talk nonsense too. You are Boruto from another time and space. In your world, there is also a Wuming waiting for you to save him. You are her Boruto, her light, not mine. You don't belong to me. The reason I told you all this is because I was emotional. You don't think too much about it. My Boruto hasn't been born yet. This time, it's my turn to save Boruto. Let's start by killing Kage's father. Boruto was successfully diverted from the topic. That's not necessary. There is actually another hidden story behind this matter. Then, he told the story of how he defeated Momoshiki and was planted with a bond by him. So that's it. Uchiha Hikaru frowned. Sooner or later, Boruto's eye will take away everything from him. This kind of thing. Her frown deepened. We should have let Uchiha Sasuke defeat Momoshiki. He has thick skin and will definitely be fine. Boruto, see it among the ninjas that Guang disliked. The Uchiha ninjas were at the top of the contempt chain. Even Sasuke is no exception. P.S. I'm stuck. Forget it. I've been sitting here stupidly all day. Chapter 452, Borrowing a sentence from Sister Aoi. Rain Country Zio Organization. Have you thought about it, Naruto? After hearing what future Sasuke said, Naruto slowly said, I've thought about it. So your decision is? Zion clenched his fists, feeling a little heavy in his heart. She didn't think Akatsuki's position in Naruto's heart could surpass Konoha's even if it was Kenji. Naruto must have known that as soon as he went back, the pressure facing Konoha would be resolved. Naruto's face was full of determination. I don't make a choice. I want them all. Why can't a village and Akatsuki get along? The village is beautiful, and Akatsuki is beautiful too. It's just that Akatsuki's path is not understood by others. Uncle Nagato has always hoped for peace in the ninja world and has put everything he has into this cause. To borrow a phrase from Aoi's sister Tobito, Uncle Nagato, who has always been aiming for peace in the ninja world, is the most handsome in my eyes. Pain's body trembled. Future Sasuke murmured, do you want all of them? That's a good idea. The Rain Village can form an alliance with Konoha. Nagato, don't you want to teach Naruto? Then when you have time, How about going to Konoha openly to teach Naruto? This way, it won't cause panic in the ninja world. This, future Sasuke said impatiently. Don't hesitate, I must bring Naruto back to stabilize the people's hearts. This is a win-win solution. It just so happens that if you form an alliance with Konoha, when the future crisis comes, you can also do your part for the ninja world. Since it concerns the entire ninja world, we can't leave all matters to the 5 Kage and Konoha's ninjas to solve. Pain nodded. Okay, this is indeed the best solution. If the news about Naruto's membership in Akatsuki were to be exposed, the eyes of the entire ninja world would be on Akatsuki. This is what he doesn't want to see as for leaving Sasuke behind. Just think about it in your mind. You will be laughed at if you say it out loud. If you do it, you might get beaten up by the other party with a mocking look on his face. Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land. I have a feeling you'll be leaving soon. Uchiha Hikaru pretended to be relieved. Then she said to Boruto seriously, Boruto, promise me that you must live well and don't give up hope. No matter what happens in the future, don't act like you are willing to die like you did on the screen. If you encounter troubles that you can't solve, come to this time and space to find me, okay? I promise you, I will never give up hope. Hearing Boruto's words, Uchiha Hikaru smiled happily. It's like I thought of something. That's right. Boruto, look into my eyes. A kaleidoscope of colors emerged in her eyes. Boruto naturally trusts her very much. Even if Guang released Amaterasu right next to his face, he would just think that it was an accident. The two looked at each other for a long time. Uchiha Guang's cheeks turned slightly red, and he looked away. I have implanted many illusions in your eyes. When you meet Wuming in the future, these illusions will be automatically triggered. As long as she falls into the illusion, she will understand that she has met the most important person in her life. If she keeps dwelling on the memories of the past, she will regret it very, very much one day. This way, you won't have to take so many detours. If you can't find me when you're in trouble, you can also go to the time and space where Wuming exists. No matter which time and space Wuming is in, she is Boruto's best friend. As long as she sees you and her memories in the illusion, she will definitely help you. Even if you encounter a problem that neither of us can solve, Wuming will always be your harbor, Boruto said in a hoarse voice. Okay, I'll remember it. Boruto was a little dazed as he looked at the Uchiha girl in front of him, whose eyes began to mist up as she spoke, but she kept chattering. Light, if it's really like what Momoshiki said, I will lose everything. Wuming is the last light in my life. As long as you exist, I will never give up hope of living. Uchiha Guang smiled and said, that's good. I feel much more relieved. It seems that time is really running out. Guang, I also have a request. Are you staying in Konoha? That's right. The ninja world is not safe right now, and I'm worried that you'll be in danger. I see. Uchiha Guang looked touched. Thank you for your concern. If this is Boruto's request, then I agree. The next day morning, Naruto's home. There was a knock on the door. Naruto opened the door dejectedly. When I saw the person standing at the door, I was stunned. It's Iruka, sensei. There are not many people who can get close to here and have not been stopped by the Anbu, and Iruka is one of them. Welcome home, Naruto, Iruka said with a smile and raised the lunchbox in his hand. I guessed you probably didn't have any food, so I packed you some of your favorite Ichiraku ramen. Naruto's stomach just started to growl, but he still said stubbornly, no need, Mr. Iruka, I have no appetite. And now I just want to be alone for a while. Iruka sighed. It was just as the third generation said. Although Naruto was temporarily stabilized, his heart was no longer in Konoha. Can we talk? Just talk about your experiences in Akatsuki, the other side Uchiha Clan Land. Uchiha Hikaru woke up from his sleep. Last night's experience seemed like a dream. Now that she had woken up from the dream, she felt her heart was empty. There is a kind of loneliness that comes from being the only one left in such a big world. After Sasuke brought Naruto back last night, Boruto and Naruto talked for a long time. No one knows what the two talked about, but from a distance, it looked like Boruto was comforting the kid's dad after talking to Naruto. Boruto asked her to take care of Naruto in the future. After that, Boruto and Sasuke left. Uchiha Hikaru stared at the ceiling in a daze. I really envy those Wuming who have Boruto's time and space. After an unknown amount of time, she got up and went into the bathroom to wash the tears from her face. The house she was living in now was originally prepared by the Uchiha clan for Sasuke. Even if the decoration is only half completed, it is still very luxurious. She had never lived in such a big and nice house. There's even a small training ground in the yard. After simply washing up and eating the lunchbox placed on the stone pier in the yard, Uchiha Hikaru walked out of the clan's territory. She wanted to take a good look at the village where Boruto grew up. After walking a few steps, Uchiha Guang paused and tilted his head slightly. Spying on me? Humph, are you afraid that she will leave here? She no longer paid any attention and just walked aimlessly along the way. She attracted 100% of the attention. People were pointing and talking all around. Is it a transformation technique? There's no chakra fluctuation. It must be makeup. This little girl's makeup skills are so superb. Last night I dressed my husband up to look like Taku's, but no matter how I looked at him, he was only 70% similar. She dressed up Uchiha Hikaru, just like the real person. It's amazing. Chapter 453 Doll. Along the way, Uchiha Guang met many people but no one came forward to say hello, and everyone thought that she looked like she had used some transformation technique or was wearing makeup. Uchiha Hikaru arrived at the commercial street without any obstruction. She is not interested in these things and she had no money, but when she passed by a shop, she suddenly stopped looking into the store. I saw that there were already quite a few people gathered inside, and in front of these people were little wooden dolls. Among these little figures are Hashirama, Madara, Minato, Naruto with blonde twin tails, Sasuke, Kakashi, Gaara, Sarada, the NPC version of Mew name in the game, Uchiha Hikaru, and Boruto. With a price tag posted at the feet of the little figures, she stared fixedly at a little wooden figure. Boruto Uzumaki, price? 100,000 taels. The villagers in the store were shouting loudly in dissatisfaction. 100,000 taels? That's too expensive, swindler. You're selling a piece of wood for 100,000 taels? That's too shady, boss. I want one for Naruto and one for Sasuke. I also want one for Naruto who uses the seduction technique. I want both Wuming and Uchiha Guang. Boss, pay the bill. It's so expensive. Just go grab it. If you don't want to buy, get out. Don't crowd here. It's so well carved. It looks exactly like the person on the screen. It's too expensive. Forget it. If there was a female version, I would buy it no matter how expensive it was. What a pity. Outside the store, Uchiha Hikaru put his hands into his pockets, which were cleaner than his face, with a look of desire in his eyes. How can I get the money? Her mind was in a mess, with countless thoughts flashing through her mind. Go rob. This is the quickest way, but Boruto probably doesn't want to do that. Going to work. It's too slow. What if Boruto sells out? Go borrow. It seemed reliable, but she was a little embarrassed. Some people are too embarrassed to save their face. If you want to borrow, you must ask the Konoha high-level officials or the Uchiha clan members. She didn't know what 100,000 taels meant, but seeing how excited the people inside were after seeing the price, she thought 100,000 taels was a lot of money as long as she borrowed, no matter how much or how little. She owed that person a favor. How can I give them the cold shoulder in the future? While Uchiha Hikaru was thinking about this, the villagers around her were whispering to each other, she looks more like me than the doll I have in my hand, with this kind of makeup. It means she looks a lot like Guang. I really want to take a picture with her. Strange, she's still wearing Uchiha clothes. Well, I went to the gate of the Uchiha clan last night and met Guang herself. It seems that the village ninja found her seal. So, you're saying, this person is Guang himself? As soon as these words came out, the air suddenly fell into silence. Uchiha Guang's eyelids twitched and he had a bad feeling in his heart. Sure enough, the next moment she was surrounded by a crowd. Wuming. Is it really you? Wuming, I like you the most. Can you give me your autograph? Uchiha Hikaru was surrounded by the crowd, looking at a loss. Wuming, you're so cute. Can I take a photo with you? I swear I'll keep this photo as a family heirloom. Guang. I want to give birth to a baby for you. Uchiha Hikaru's pretty face gradually turned pale. Help, what should I do? Didn't you, Konoha, say that you wouldn't let me be disturbed? It would be fine if these people were enemies, but, not really, and they still say how much they like me and are so passionate about me, but they want autographs and photos. With so many people, how long will she have to wait? Signing and taking photos, is it worth the money? As soon as this strange thought came to her mind, some color returned to her face. At this moment, 6 Anbu suddenly appeared, standing in 6 directions and protecting Uchiha Guang behind them. It's like a messenger of light has arrived. The Anbu team leader shouted to the villagers, disperse. If you really like Uchiha Hikaru, you shouldn't make things difficult for her, one villager said unwillingly. This is the first time I've been so close to my idol. It's too cruel to ask me to leave. That's it, it's just a ghost. You guys have scared Wuming. She is in the village. It's not like we won't see her again in the future. Let's leave now. I'll take the lead and leave first. Wuming, I can see you again in my lifetime. Right, I'm sorry, I scared you. Don't be afraid. I'll leave right away. Not far away, Shikamaru swallowed with a gulp. These villagers are too crazy. I wanted to get an autograph when I saw Guang, but it looks like my plan is ruined. At this time, Shikamaru. Look! It's Shikamaru, don't run. Leave me an autograph before you go, future Hokage advisor, stop right there. Don't run, Shikamaru thought to himself as he ran away. It seems I need to inform my father about the situation. The village must issue a new decree, otherwise those of them who have appeared on the screen a few times will be troubled on the other side. Uchiha Hikaru was finally able to escape with the help of the ambush. She looked at this group of considerate villagers with reluctance as they dispersed. A large number of people just moved away from her, still staring at her with burning eyes. Although she was reluctant because she had not yet asked whether her autograph could be sold, her enthusiasm was overwhelming. Chapter 454. She can play stupid. Hokage building. Uchiha Hikaru's voice was heard from the Hokage's office. How can I make money quickly? I need money, lots and lots of money. Hearing Uchiha Hikaru's exaggerated description, Shikoku raised his eyebrows. A lot of money? Millions or tens of millions? Or hundreds of millions? He gave advice, make money quickly. If you don't do business, becoming a ninja and doing missions is the fastest way to save money. Become a ninja and do missions? Do business. No, there's no time left, and she knows nothing about business. Uchiha Hikaru frowned. As for becoming a ninja, that's impossible, not in this life. Fugaku asked curiously, what do you want so much money for? Could it be that this ancestor went out and met a scammer? I want to buy Boruto's dolls. I want to. It will cost 200,000 taels. Uchiha Hikaru raised two fingers solemnly. 2 people. Is it difficult? Then I can buy one first. Lend it to me first, and I will find a way to pay it back. Fugaku was about to speak when he saw Shikoku winking at him frantically. He swallowed back the words he was about to say. He knew that Shikoku must have his own purpose. Shikoku said, let's just pay 200,000 ryo. I'll advance the money to you first. As for how to pay it back, I have a suggestion. There are some D-level missions in the village. The difficulty is different, and the rewards are also high and low, ranging from 5,000 ryo to 50,000 ryo. If it's you, I can give you the privilege of accepting D-level missions without becoming a ninja. Uchiha Guang was a little surprised. Ninjas earn so much? She noticed a detail when she was watching the live broadcast. The price list hung on the wall of Ichiriko ramen. The pork bone that Naruto likes to eat is only 60 taels, and the special barbecued pork ramen is only 95 taels, so she thinks 100,000 taels is a lot of money. Shikoku explained, the mission reward is to be shared with a team, and the leading Jonin takes the lion's share. But considering that you don't like getting along with ninjas and are very strong, you don't need teammates. As long as you accept the mission, the reward will be all yours. Shikoku was not surprised that Uchiha Hikaru agreed so readily. He believed that if Uchiha Hikaru had not seen the so-called Boruto doll, he would never have chosen to owe them a favor. Borrowing money is not a big deal. The most important thing is to let Uchiha Hikaru live like an ordinary person of this era and slowly accept the task system. And ninjas hate ninjas, understand ninjas, and accept missions as a matter of course. By earning money through hard work, you can buy what you want. This kind of thing will definitely happen again in the future. As long as this precedent is set, there will be no need to worry about this Uchiha ancestor not being able to let go of his prejudices and integrate into the village. Fugaku secretly gave Shikoku a thumbs up. Uchiha Hikaru asked, can you tell me what the missions are? The mission entrusters of Konoha village cannot enter at all now. There are no missions in the mission hall. Only the Hokage has special A-level or above missions, so Shikoku can only think about it himself. Due to the long-term closure of the village, a lot of garbage has accumulated in the village and needs to be cleaned up. The reward is 5,000 to 8,000 taels depending on the length of the street. I will get you a map and mark the price of each street and give it to you, after cleaning up. Another task is to destroy all the garbage. It's not a difficult task for you, but considering there will be a lot of garbage, it will be very troublesome to collect it all by yourself. The task is not small, so I'll give you the highest reward of 50,000 taels. Shikoku rubbed his chin, racking his brains to think. Also, my sewer is clogged. With special tools, it's easy to unclog and won't take too long. The reward is 10,000 taels. But there's no rush. Let's wait until tonight, he added silently in his mind. I'll go back and plug the sewer at home first, and then call you. Uchiha Guang's forehead is full of question marks. There are special tools that can easily clear the blockage, but you still want to spend 10,000 taels to come to me? Shikoku looked at her seriously and said, I'll leave my sewer to you. Uchiha Hikaru nodded silently. Shiken played dumb. Then he quietly took the 12,000 taels from the city at Fugaku, put his fist to his mouth and coughed dryly. My sewer is also clogged, but there's no rush. You can go deal with Shikaku's first. The reward is also 10,000 taels. Uchiha Hikaru accepted everyone who came. Okay, here comes another person offering money. It would be a fool not to take advantage of it. Fugaku was also happy with this. He thought about it. By the way, the Hyuga clan sewers will also get clogged. If it was Uchiha Hikaru's mission, he believed that Hayashi would be happy to have his own sewer blocked. Love the person and love the dog. Since Hayashi likes Boruto so much, there is no reason why he wouldn't like Ikari. Shikoku pulled out a storage scroll. After opening it, he took out a folded chessboard from it, then opened the chessboard and counted out 200,000 taels from the scattered banknotes inside. Under Fugaku's strange gaze, Shikoku reluctantly handed the money to the Uchiha girl who had been waiting beside him for a long time. The girl snatched the money and said, "I'll go buy the doll first, and then come back to get the map." After saying that, she rushed out in a hurry. Shikoku hurriedly shouted from behind, "Wait! Get a mask before going, otherwise you will be entangled by the villagers." Chapter 455. Unbelievable. That night Nara clan Shikamaru sincerely thanked the girl in front of him. "Thanks to you, Guang. Otherwise, the sewer would be blocked and we wouldn't know what to do." Shikoku's mouth twitched. "That's too much? You're not the dumb Shikamaru in the limited Tsukuyomi world." Uchiha clan land. Fugaku handed the brand new tool in his hand to Uchiha Hikaru. "Please." A moment later Sasuke looked exaggerated. "Wow. That's amazing. You finished it so quickly. You're really Guang." The girl didn't say anything more and turned to leave the patriarch's house. Her attitude was a little indifferent, but the Fugaku family knew her character and didn't care. Fugaku patted Sasuke's shoulder. "Well acted, worthy of the title." Having said this, he suddenly became alert and swallowed the rest of his words. Sasuke looked at him expectantly with his big eyes. "You keep talking." On the way to Hyuga, Uchiha Hikaru pouted. "Ki, are you treating me like a child?" "This feeling, not bad." "Boruto?" Uchiha Hikaru tightly held the Boruto doll in his hand. "Thank you, Hyuga clan." The whole family was waiting there early, and the leader, Rizu, was looking forward to it eagerly. Even Hinata rarely missed training. After seeing Uchiha Hikaru's figure, the smile on Hayashi's face was brighter than that of young Naruto. "Finally you're here. The sewers in all the Hyuga clan's homes are blocked. If you don't come, our clan won't even dare to use water." Uchiha, professional sewer operator. "Guang, sorry for the wait, Master Hyuga." Uchiha Hikaru has a good impression of Boruto's grandfather who loves him very much on the screen. It took such a fuss just to give her money. Uchiha Guang felt a warm current passing through his heart. Somewhere in the future a Fire Nation Muai village in the forest under a big tree. Is there such a thing? Sarada covered her mouth with her hands. Even the future. Mitsuki had a hunch that if his father knew about Boruto and Sasuke's experience on this trip, he would be very interested. "Can you tell me what you saw during the live broadcast?" Boruto looked excited. "My dad only has 2 virtuous ones." Hearing this, Mitsuki was greatly shocked. "Real or fake?" Sarada said dissatisfiedly. "Hey, Boruto. How can you joke about your own father like this? How could the IQ of the 7th Hokage be so low? Really? I didn't lie to you." Then, Boruto told the two of them the short story about the other world, a thin barrel. "Boruto? Yeah, system, Hokage building future." Sasuke looked at Naruto and Shikamaru in front of him. "This experience is too bizarre to be explained. I will just use illusion to show you." This matter still required Shikamaru to make a plan later, so Sasuke simply called him to watch it with Naruto. Naruto smiled and said, "Then I will give you face and not resist." Sasuke glanced at him. "I hope you can still be as naughty as you are now when you see the end." Shikamaru was surprised and asked, "Can it make you feel incredible things?" Next moment, "Has Urashiki been defeated?" "Boruto is a guy who can perform miracles just like you." Naruto gasped. Hiss. "I finally understand why even you find it so unbelievable. This is not the ninja world of the past at all. Uchiha became the Hokage. You lost me? Will the village be okay?" Naruto felt worried when he saw this. "You can see the live broadcasts from the past and the past." Shikamaru asked, "Sasuke, can you still go back to that special time and space?" "I can't go back. Even if I have the ability to look for it. It is almost impossible to find that special time and space among countless parallel time and space." Chapter 456, Is there an adapted story about the ninja world? The power of will, the power to create a world. It is unimaginable how powerful that would be. Hearing Naruto's words, Sasuke fell into deep thought. After leaving that world, He found that he seemed a little different. Although my strength has not increased significantly, I inexplicably have a feeling that I can do everything. It is very likely related to the power of will. I wonder if Boruto has this feeling. Naruto's voice interrupted his thoughts. Is this someone from another world? Shikamaru's mouth twitched. What a cold joke. The voice and video chat that followed gave the two of them goosebumps. Hidden. Shikamaru seemed to have thought of something and said, in the 6th Hokage's previous mission report, it was written that Naruto used the Rasen Shuriken to smash all of Kokuzu's hearts, and in the end it was he who ended Kokuzu's life. Sasuke looked weird. Naruto, you don't have a life on your hands, do you? Naruto scratched his head and said, I really can't remember who I killed. Then there is nothing. If you have killed someone with your own hands, you can't forget it. Sasuke's tone was teasing and Naruto laughed and said, TCH, you're not ashamed to say that. But this isn't anything to brag about. Sasuke dropped his eyelids. I'm different from you. I've taken innocent lives on my hands. Go ahead. I don't believe it. Sasuke had no explanation for Naruto's trust. Although he was innocent, the people he killed were not considered his own people at the time. The warriors from the neutral country of Iron Kingdom stepped forward to stop him and were killed by him. At that time, he was thinking about seeking revenge on Danzo, and within the scope of his ability, he would naturally kill anyone who stood in his way. Dindao is also a man with a story. Next, is it Obito's story? When he saw a certain part, Naruto laughed out loud. The candy got stuck in his throat. This guy was really stupid when he was a kid. Sasuke said to him, when you were a kid, your IQ was on the same level as his. Hey, Sasuke, I'm the Hokage. Please give me some respect. Sasuke smiled. This guy didn't even refute it. Naruto's expression turned serious when he saw the next video. Is this what's going to happen in the future? Sasuke, you and I actually fought? And how come I have murderous intentions towards you? Sasuke explained, you are being controlled by someone and want to start a war. I am trying to stop you. Shikamaru's face was solemn. He can even control Naruto. That guy is quite capable. Since this incident has not happened yet, we can prepare for it in advance. Tonari told Boruto about my life story. It felt weird. So this is who I am in his eyes, when seeing Wuming and Boruto interacting in the game. Naruto teased, Wuming. I see your shadow in her, Sasuke. If Sasuke wore women's clothes, it would look something like this, right? Shikamaru. I also see your shadow in Boruto. Nanada, Naruto, Sasuke. At some point, Naruto suddenly smiled. Boruto, this brat is strangely able to please girls. Just like me when I was young, Sasuke complained. How dare you say that? I'm telling the truth, Sasuke said calmly. I still don't quite believe it. When I meet her in the future, I'll go find Hinata to verify it. Naruto smiled sincerely. Well, I was just talking nonsense before. How could any girl like me when I was a kid? It's obviously just friendship, but I see the shadow of love. If Boruto confesses his feelings, Uchiha Hikaru should not refuse. Naruto looked disapproving when he heard what Shikaku said. That would be premature love. Boruto is still too young. What a poor little girl. Lu Jiayu said, we can try to find the place where she is sealed. Now that we have seen it, we can change all these tragedies in advance. After you finish reading Sasuke's memories of this experience, send someone to look for him. Once he's found, leave the rest to Boruto. I believe he can eliminate Uchiha Hikaru's hatred for ninjas and the ninja world. Uncle second generation Yingayan sings really well. I actually taught Konohamaru how to learn the Rasengan. Naruto looked at the blonde girl with twin tails in his memory with an embarrassed look on his face. It's understandable that one's personality is a little eccentric when one is young, don't you think? Shikamaru, Sasuke, I think you can do this now. I'm already the Hokage. Using ninjutsu like the seduction technique won't have a good impact on the village. After seeing Konohamaru use the Rasengan, Naruto sighed. Konohamaru is truly a genius. Shikamaru laughed and said, I learned it in one go. In your words, how easy is that? And there are adapted stories from the ninja world. A girl whose soul is a man and whose body is a woman, trying to make Obito fall in love with her? That's quite exciting. How, things are getting interesting, haha. If it was a Kakashi-sensei of the opposite sex then, it would be easier to take down Obito. I will tell this story to Kakashi-sensei later. Inoki mushrooms can really, PFFT. Obito only has Kenji? He laughed 1 second, and the next second the 7th generation's angry voice sounded. What do you mean Kenji only has me and Obito? That's slander. Chapter 457, like Uncle Sasuke when he was a child. In the forest very interesting, especially to think that Uchiha Obito himself will see it. Sarada wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes. Although I'm not very familiar with Obito, I'm very lucky to have a sister like Aoi to capture him. It would be great if there was also a brother named Aoi to capture me. That would definitely be a great future. Mitsuki asked, Boruto, are there any other stories? Boruto shook his head and said, no, this is the only story I made up. But it does include Obito, Dean Kabuto, Madara, the Six Path Sage brothers and the Chakra ancestor, my father who fell into darkness, and some of my general experiences, including things that have not happened yet. Yours, Sarada blinked. Although I'm curious, apart from the Six Path Sage brothers, the Chakra ancestor, and the old man who fell into darkness. Ugh. Seventh Hokage, I'd rather listen to you first, Mitsuki said. Yes, the past is the past after all, and I am more curious about things that have not happened. But can you tell us about these? Don't worry, I've already asked Uncle Sasuke. We will all have to work together to deal with future crises. I won't hide this information from the other 4 major ninja villages, so of course I can tell you. I'll also tell my mother when I get home. Hearing Boruto say this, Sarada became excited. Then tell me quickly. I want to tell my mom too, about my story. One of them is Momoshiki's. The other is Uchiha Hikaru. As for the incident of seeing himself being killed by Kage, Boruto intends to keep it secret. A big question mark appeared on Sarada's forehead. Uchiha Hikaru, Dad betrayed Mom. Could it be that this is Aunt Karen's child? Is it a younger brother or a younger sister, or maybe brother or sister? As she thought about it, Sarada's face turned paler. Hokage Buildingerfist Naruto gasped, Grandpa Sandame, a Hokage, that makes sense. It seems I should carefully select the candidates for the 8th generation. Spreading the rumor that I am the incarnation of a demon fox. Is your purpose to win me over? These arguments do make sense, but they feel a little flimsy. The relationship is getting stronger and stronger. Sister Aoi is very resourceful. If you wear a mask for too long, you can't take it off. The same goes for pretending to like someone for too long. Bloodstained disease. I feel a little depressed all of a sudden. Is 2 minutes really that long? Naruto looked up with a melancholy expression. I'm dead. It's too awful. Can't a bit of love work together to defeat Akatsuki and recommend them to the Hokage to become Jonin? Naruto looked confused. I can't remember when this happened. Sasuke said, you will remember it soon, because your experience in this incident will be something you will never forget. Sure enough, when Naruto saw Sakura arguing with her parents, he remembered. Ah, you're right, I do remember it now. Shikamaru didn't understand why, but he didn't bother to ask, since he would see it anyway soon. Shikamaru looked stunned and said, Naruto, you and Sakura have actually been to the real Tsukuyomi world? Ah, yes. But Granny Tsune didn't let us tell anyone about it in order to avoid causing panic. No one wrote the mission report. Granny Tsune is so lazy that she definitely didn't write it for us. It's normal that you don't know about this. This world is very interesting. Everyone's personalities have been reversed. When Shikamaru saw himself with a silly look on his face, his expression gradually broke. What the hell? I don't find this world interesting at all. Naruto chuckled when Shikamaru saw the warm picture of Naruto's family of 3. He understood and said, no wonder Sasuke said you will never forget it. When Shikamaru saw the masked man's true face, he suddenly took a breath of cold air. It's a good thing you're not Menma, Naruto. Otherwise this world would be in trouble. That's not so exaggerated. Even without me, everyone in the ninja world will get through this together. You overestimate the ninja world and underestimate yourself. Naruto couldn't help but laugh. I feel very comfortable with this flattery. In this case, when everything is stable, how about you become the 8th generation? Before Shikamaru could say anything, he said sternly, whether it is true or not, I must break the saying that only the Hokage family can become Hokage. You know me, Shikamaru. Shikamaru waved his hand and said, let's talk about this later. If there is a suitable candidate, I have no intention of becoming Hokage. After watching the videos of Road to Ninja and Another World Sakura coming to the ninja world, the next one is the video of Kage singing about his father Naruto, and Shikamaru's eyes were filled with tears as they listened. Great lyrics, what a filial child. I have a great affection for this little guy now. In the forest, Sarada's voice sounded, so tsundere. Wooming must be very cute, right? Yeah, it looks like Uncle Sasuke was wearing women's clothes when he was a kid. Sign. Lots of glass, boom. Chapter 458, Losing Control. Hokage Buildingerfist Naruto felt a little distressed when reading Kage's story. Damn it. How could there be such a father in the world? He actually sold his own son for money. Shikamaru mused, So the song about father is sung to this mysterious person. When Naruto saw Himori rolling her eyes angrily, sweat broke out on his forehead when seeing the video of Madara's burning. Shikamaru swallowed unconsciously and worried about Temari. Fortunately, Madara didn't bother with Temari next. It's Kaguya's story. Shikamaru sighed. You can tell by looking at Naruto's expression this guy began to sympathize with Kaguya's situation. Time passed little by little. And soon Naruto and Shikamaru watched the last two videos. So Kage sang that song about father for me. Naruto and Shikamaru were still sighing that Kage must be a good boy. The next moment they saw Naruto being pierced through the chest by Kage. Shikamaru, Naruto, lots of glass, nine-tailed fox. I think of Sister Aoi's interjections. Nine-tailed fox, oh my god. Naruto let out a shrill roar. The long-term fatigue and the mental breakdown at this moment almost made him faint. He swayed and fell to the ground, his mind going blank. Kyuubi's expression was stiff. Cold sweat broke out on Shikamaru's forehead, and a look of horror flashed in his eyes. He trembled and said, This. The next moment, an incredible and terrifying power burst out from Naruto, and the floor shattered. The power emanating from Naruto spread out in all directions. The villagers who were closer to the Hokage building were awakened. Sasuke's expression changed drastically. He thought that Naruto was calm enough now, at least he would remain cool, but he didn't expect that he would lose control directly. Naruto, calm down. Sasuke and Kyuubi spoke at the same time. Hearing the voice, Naruto gradually regained consciousness. He retracted his momentum and slumped down on the ground again. I saw Boruto die in front of me. Naruto's face turned pale, and he clutched his heart tightly with his hands. Shikamaru felt as if he was thrown into a pool of water, his whole body soaked in cold sweat. He waited until Naruto retracted his terrifying aura before he let out a long sigh. Although Naruto was a little distraught at the moment, he still whispered, I'm sorry, Shikamaru. Shikamaru smiled bitterly, I understand you, but you have to be more careful next time and don't let your temper explode so easily. I wanted to escape from here just now, but my legs wouldn't obey me. Naruto closed his eyes. I'm sorry. Fortunately, this hasn't happened yet, otherwise I really don't know what to do. My family is more important to me than my life, and I can't afford to lose any of them. Sasuke looked at his friend and said in a deep voice, this is the biggest gain of my trip. With this information, we can respond in advance. Boruto's original fate of death will definitely be rewritten by us. His friend went from having nothing to having everything he has now, and he can't lose him again. Naruto stood up. I haven't been with my family for a long time. I'm really not a competent husband and father, so I want to take a day off tomorrow. What's next? Leave the rest to me. You really should take a good rest. Thank you, Shikamaru. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye in the ninja world. The discussion about Boruto's death has not diminished. Fire Nation Muai Village. Over the past month or so, Uchiha Hikaru has developed a very expensive hobby. Boruto's portraits, dolls, identical clothes, pendants, keychains. Uchiha and Hinata racked their brains to think of ways to send her money. This day Uchiha Hikaru, who had just built a house for Hinata and received a reward of 50,000 ryo, came to the painting shop. This shop is extremely popular because it can customize portraits. There were villagers in the shop pointing at the paintings in their hands with angry looks on their faces. I ordered a portrait of Aoi. Are you trying to trick me with Madara's? I've already bought several paintings from Wuming. What's the difference between this one and the ones I bought before? Doorway. Uchiha Hikaru, who is wearing a fox mask, reacted calmly. These days, she always hears people commenting on her as female Sasuke, female Madara, or female Izuna. Some people also say that her eyes are like Obito, her hairstyle is like Madara, and her face is like Sasuke. She has become accustomed to these very offensive remarks. As for the portrait, because ninjas had to be hired to use transformation techniques, the price was even higher than that of hand-carved wooden dolls, and it became a luxury item in Konoha Village. She had ordered 3 portraits a week ago, and today was the day she came to pick up the paintings. The 3 custom-made paintings include a scene where NPC Wuming and Boruto stand together, a scene where Uchiha Hikaru holds Boruto's hand and defeats the Uchiha clan during the Warring States period, and a scene where the two stand face to face before Boruto leaves after receiving the portrait and paying the balance. Uchiha Guang walked out of the store satisfied. Not long after going out, I met several clansmen wearing green tights with Uchiha fans printed on their backs, who were following Kai and sweating profusely. Uchiha Guang felt that this scene was a bit dazzling. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 459 I am still a child. The villagers around looked at Kai's figure, drooling, but no one dared to pester them like before. The village has just issued an order that no one should be troubled by others, otherwise they will be arrested by the police force. Despite this, after seeing them, many villagers still watch curiously from a distance. Many villagers, including those who had been captured and educated, expressed their understanding of the village's order. Some villagers also feel that the village should have done this a long time ago. Sasuke has been hiding in the Uchiha clan's territory and has not come out. Sakura, Ino, Shikamaru, Naruto, have all been frightened by the villagers' enthusiasm. Near Raichi Cave, two people with similar IQs squatted down on Obito at the same time. Obito, who had not given up on the impure world reincarnation and came to look for Orochimaru, was stunned when he saw Kakashi just as he was about to use Kamui to leave. Kakashi stopped him. Wait. Obito, let's talk. The purpose of my trip is to find you. Obito's expression looked grim under his mask. How will you be here? Puck looked up from under Kakashi. Was Obito a late talker when he was little? It seems to be implying something. Itachi's mouth twitched. Obito was stunned, not understanding. What do you mean? Kakashi quickly covered Parker's mouth. Don't say such things in front of Obito. Then, he looked at Obito with a complicated expression. If you haven't given up the infinite Tsukuyomi yet, then you will definitely find a way to get the impure world reincarnation from Orochimaru. Since I see you here, it means. Obito reacted and looked at the dog whose mouth was covered by Kakashi with an unfriendly expression. So this dog was just making a sarcastic remark about Xioner. Obito slowly said, you are right, I have not given up the infinite Tsukuyomi yet. Hearing this, Kakashi asked anxiously, why? You have clearly seen that infinite Tsukuyomi is a complete scam. As long as I have the power of the Sage of Six Paths, I will definitely find a solution. Don't try to persuade me anymore, Kakashi. You know what I have done. You should know that there is no turning back for me. Obito, stop being stubborn. Obito stopped talking, the space around him twisted, and just as his figure was about to disappear, kaleidoscope shapes appeared in Itachi's eyes. Tsukuyomi, I've always been on guard against you, Itachi. Itachi covered his eyes and watched Obito disappear from his sight. Izanagi? Damn it. I finally managed to keep him. Kakashi looked dejected. Don't you even want to give him a chance to have a good chat? Obito. Itachi wiped the blood from his face and sighed, looking at his stubborn look. I know he won't be easily persuaded. Even so, I won't give up. Kakashi pulled himself together again, his tone firm. I'm going to bring Obito back to the village. Itachi was silent. He felt that this was difficult to do currently. Obito has few options. After realizing his mistake, he returned to Konoha to surrender and was imprisoned in Konoha prison. Find ways to make up for the mistakes you have made. Continue to implement a Moon Eye plan. As long as he creates the beautiful world of infinite Tsukuyomi, what he has done will not be considered wrong. Everyone will be resurrected in that world anyway. Okay, let's not talk about him anymore. Itachi, what are your plans next? You can't keep wandering around the ninja world like this. The Land of Rain has formed an alliance with Konoha. So I probably can't go to Akatsuki anymore. I can't go back to the village yet. This is a critical period for the Uchiha to integrate into the village. This is the only way for now. Obito probably won't give up the impure world reincarnation in Orochimaru's hands. Compared to this, I'm more afraid that he will cooperate with Orochimaru. Kakashi thought for a moment and said, anyway, I have to find Obito and try to convince him. If we start fighting, I may not be able to stop him alone. In this case, let's go together. Alright. Fire Nation Muai Village. Uchiha Hikaru thought that days like this would last for a long time. After completing the mission, used the mission reward to purchase things related to Boruto until she remembered Naruto. Before Boruto left, he asked her to take care of Naruto. She arrived at Naruto's house unhindered and was not stopped by the Anbu. Uchiha Hikaru knocked on the door soon. The door was open. Naruto looked at her, a little stunned. It's you? Why did you come to see me? Uchiha Hikaru said, I heard from the guys in the clan that you have been staying at home again since the Akatsuki people left. Because people will stare at me wherever I go. It is true, but I thought you would like this feeling very much. That was in the past. Now I prefer quietness to the attention of others. That's right. From the moment your first live broadcast ended, you were destined to have people's attention. As he spoke, Uchiha Guang frowned, but this won't work. I'll take you to play with the Hyuga clan. Naruto was confused. Hinata? What can we do in Hinata? Uchiha Hikaru said. As a matter of course I'm going to cultivate feelings with Hinata. Naruto lowered his head and looked at his arms and legs. Are you serious? I'm just a kid. It's just to foster feelings. I'm not asking you to give birth to Boruto right now, Naruto. Uchiha Hikaru, you are still too young. You should at least graduate from the ninja school, Naruto. Chapter 460 Compensation? Okay, I'm kidding. Uchiha Hikaru said this weekly. She also knew that this would be too difficult for Naruto and Hinata. It's only a dozen years. I can afford to wait. As long as Boruto is born, it's fine by then. She will protect Boruto and help him grow up safely. There will be no regrets in this life. It's almost time for dinner. I'll treat you to a feast. Looking at Naruto's sunny smile that was very similar to Boruto's, Uchiha Hikaru nodded. She didn't have high hopes for Naruto's feast. Really, the main course was cup noodles. Dinner table. Naruto held the cup noodles in his hand. I don't know what the burger Boruto was talking about tastes like, but now I really want to try it. If you want to eat a burger, you have to give birth to Boruto first. Looking at Uchiha Guang's serious face, Naruto curled his lips. I'm not that easy to fool. That kind of thing will soon be made by a businessman. Uchiha Hikaru took a sip of the soup. Don't tell me, it tastes really good. How have you been recently? If you encounter any difficulties in the future, you can tell me. I promised Boruto that I would take good care of you. It's okay. You too, if you encounter any difficulties, you can tell me and I will help you solve them. Naruto remembered that Uchiha Hikaru hated ninjas, but even so, Naruto has a good impression of her because of Boruto. Hearing Naruto's words, Uchiha Hikaru sneered, "You're just a kid now, how can you help me? Giving birth to the real Boruto is the biggest help to me." Naruto scratched his head and pulled out a scroll. "Besides some money and detonating talismans, there's really nothing I can do to help you," Uchiha Hikaru said indifferently. "I don't need a little ghost yet." As she spoke, she saw Naruto pull out a box from the scroll. When the box was opened, it was filled with stacks of banknotes. Uchiha Guang's eyes widened instantly. "Hiss, where did you get so much money? I still have several boxes here, all given to me by Sister Xiaonan." Uchiha Hikaru was numb. "How many boxes? So rich. How many dolls can this buy?" Naruto nodded heavily. "It doesn't matter if it's all spent. I can still pick up the exploding talismans and sell them for money. If you're short of money, I'll give you this box." Uchiha Guang forced himself to look away. "No, I don't need money. Shikamaru told me that the masked man who cleaned up the village streets a few days ago was you. It was a task issued by his father. I know you are short of money. I've already told you that you don't need it. How can I, a grown-up like me, accept help from a kid like you? Even if you're Boruto's father, you can't do that." Uchiha Hikaru stood up. "Okay, I'll come see you when I'm free. I'm leaving now." After saying this, she almost ran away, as if she was afraid that she could not withstand the temptation. Lots and lots of money want to give it to her for free. Soon, Uchiha Hikaru escaped from Naruto's house, and after closing the door, she let out a long breath. I was moved because it was a gift from Boruto's father. If it was Naruto from the future who gave her the money, maybe she would have accepted it, but now Naruto is still just a kid. Doesn't she want to lose face? Indoor. Naruto put the box away and put the scroll back in sealed space. Kyuubi rested his chin on his fist. "I can't understand why you feel guilty towards Uchiha Hikaru and give her so much money." Naruto threw the garbage on the table into the trash can before speaking. "I want to make it up to her, compensate." Naruto continued, "I also want her to live a better life, so that she can feel the sunshine even without Boruto." The amount of information in this sentence, the nine-tailed fox's vertical pupils trembled. "Naruto, what you mean is, you don't want to give birth to Boruto. What's the point of giving birth to him? When he grows up, do you want me to watch him die in front of me?" Naruto blinked quickly to wipe away the mist in his eyes, but his eye circles were still a little red. Just like the end of their story, she can actually live well on her own. But the situation is different now. I might disappoint her expectations in the future, so I want to try to make it up to her. Nine-tailed fox had a complicated look in his eyes. It really wanted to sigh that Naruto has changed a lot since it saw Boruto being killed, but think about it, it's a good thing that Naruto didn't fall into darkness because of this. Chapter 461. Are you kidding me? Fire Nation Muai Village, Uchiha Clan Land. Inside the luxurious mansion, Uchiha Hikaru looked at the cabinet filled with Boruto dolls, put one hand on his waist, and felt a sense of accomplishment. She looks at these dolls for a long time every day and loves them very much. That shop was closed yesterday. Uchiha Hikaru guessed that he had made enough money. Therefore, these dolls, which are flawless and exactly the same as the real person, can only be bought second-hand from others in a short period of time. It is precisely because of this that the price is more expensive. After all, Not everyone is willing to sell. A villager who can grit his teeth and spend 100,000 taels to buy a piece of wood may not be willing to sell the doll at the original price, even if he is living in poverty, especially the dolls of Naruto and Sasuke. Uchiha Hikaru regretted not stocking up some country of Earth. Iwagakure. A dozen ninjas gathered together. Haven't the guys from the village come back yet? According to the time calculation, he should be on his way back now. I wonder if those guys will be able to meet Naruto after they arrive in Konoha. I'm so envious. Of course we have to confirm it with our own eyes. Otherwise, how can the daimyo be assured? The same should be true for the other 3 ninja villages. Naruto's matter is of great importance and cannot be taken lightly. It's no surprise that the daimyo would be worried, considering that Naruto saw Boruto get killed. Not only the daimyo, I am also worried about Naruto's situation. I am afraid that he will go to extremes and become the second Uchiha Obito. In that case, the ninja world will be completely hopeless. That's too much? We ninjas are no pushovers. Don't take yourself too seriously. Without Naruto and Sasuke, all of us are lambs to be slaughtered. We can only pray that the Akatsuki still have some humanity and care about the lives of humans. Fire Nation. In a certain tavern, Tsunade drunkenly shook the wine glass in her hand and said to the person in front of her, I am not surprised that you want to return to the village. Jiraiya asked, are you really not going back with me, Tsunade? Tsunade drank the wine in the glass in one gulp. If you want to go back, just go back by yourself. Why do you have to drag me along? You've asked me this question countless times. Aren't you tired of it? Jiraiya touched his nose and said, I'm being disliked again. Haha, what if Orochimaru also returns to the village? Will you go back? Tsunade paused as she poured wine into the glass, and the wine immediately spilled all over the table. Jingayan, who was standing by, quickly picked up a handkerchief and wiped it. Tsunade finally reacted, Orochimaru is returning to the village. Are you kidding me? Jiraiya took out a note from his pocket. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure whether Orochimaru will return to the village, but as long as this matter is finalized, it will be possible. We have to give it a try. He handed the note to Tsunade and explained, when I opened my eyes this morning, I saw a crow holding a note in its mouth, guarding my bedside. I think it must be Itachi's crow. After reading the contents of this note, I thought I had woken up too fast and was still dreaming. Tsunade took the note and glanced at it casually. This glance sobered her up a lot. Fugaku proposed at a meeting that he wanted to cancel the wanted order for Orochimaru and his traitor status. He wanted to invite Orochimaru back to the village. And he would also help to establish a research institute, purchase experimental equipment, and provide research funds. What a generous gesture. It seems that Fugaku values these special talents more than I thought, but I don't think Orochimaru will agree to return to the village just under these conditions. Moreover, this proposal was opposed by those 2 old guys. Jiraiya stood up. I'll try to convince them. He knew this was breaking the rules. I also know that there is a high probability that Orochimaru will not return to the village because he knows Orochimaru better than anyone else. For Orochimaru, the village is a constraint on his ideal path, and it is very difficult to get him to return to the village willingly. Jiraiya clenched his fists. As long as the village can revoke Orochimaru's status as a traitor, there will be another possibility. The possibility of Orochimaru returning to the village. Let Orochimaru know that as long as he wants to come back, the village will always open its doors to him. What if one day Orochimaru suddenly has a brainstorm and makes a decision against his will and returns to the village? Tsunade took a sip of wine from her mouth. If there's nothing else, you may leave. Jiraiya, it seems I'll have to wait and let Naruto convince you later, Tsunade said in a nonchalant tone. Then we'll wait and see. Jiraiya looked towards the direction of the village. I am leaving. Tsunade said nothing, just about to take a sip of her drink. Jiraiya, don't think about me. Tsunade put down her glass. Roll. Chapter 462 Important Things. That night Jiraiya arrived at the entrance of the village. Huh? When did so many hotels get built near the village? And these people? He soon figured out what was going on. There are so many people in the ninja world, and I must be the one who likes me the most. Now that the Hokage is no longer an old man, it would be inappropriate to go through the window again. Muttering, Jiraiya sneaked into Konoha village, not long Hokage building. When Jiraiya walked to the door of the Hokage's office, he heard Fugaku's voice coming from inside. As long as it is beneficial to the village, what does it matter if a traitor's identity is cancelled? Orochimaru is involved in a very wide range of fields, far beyond the reach of ordinary people. This deal is a good deal for the village. Then came the voices of the 2 counselors. Now the eyes of the entire ninja world are on Konoha. Aren't you afraid of being laughed at for doing this to win over a traitor? What's the difference between doing this and the great ninja village giving in to rebellious ninja? The village can't afford to lose face like that. Hirozen, what do you have in mind? Haha, what you said makes sense. Fugaku sighed. This crappy Hokage. I really don't want to do it for a single day. Jiraiya knocked on the door. Enter. Seeing the person coming, Tsuneyasu Kahoru's brows relaxed. Jiraiya? You finally decided to come back, Sarutobi Hirozen said happily. I never thought I could see you again in my lifetime. This old man has no regrets in his death. Jiraiya scratched the back of his head and smiled awkwardly. Look at what you said. Didn't you just come back not long ago? Fugaku breathed a sigh of relief. Here comes the help. Senior Jiraiya, you should have received the message I asked Itachi to pass on to you. Yes, I know exactly what happened. Jiraiya looked at the two advisors, his face serious. Although I have some personal motives, I still support Fugaku's idea. I think the development of the village is more important than its reputation. Mizuto Menin looked helpless. Jiraiya, we are not that stubborn about this matter. It's really, if this can really help the village develop rapidly, it's fine for the village to give in. We are not unaware of how powerful Orochimaru is in certain areas. But do you think that Orochimaru is a guy who can be easily worried? Udatane Kahoru agreed. That's right. We did think about finding a suitable reason to revoke Orochimaru's traitor status at the beginning. But what if he betrays the village again for some reason in the future? Who can guarantee that such a thing will not happen? Jiraiya fell silent. Can he guarantee it? He didn't know what to do just then. Fugaku spoke. What I want, to be precise, is Orochimaru's experimental data. This will be of great help to the development of the village, and its value is far beyond what the village has paid. If Orochimaru can return to the village, I think it will be worth it no matter how much I pay. Mito frowned and was about to speak when he heard Fugaku continue. According to the information Itachi sent back, Orochimaru took Kabuto to the Raichi cave. I don't need to say anything more about what they did. Is this happening? Yes. If you decide to win over Orochimaru, you can just give this task to Itachi. The two advisors were silent. Okay, I'm a little moved. It's a gamble. If the bet wins, Konoha will get two top talents in many fields. One of whom is in perfect Sage Mode. They had witnessed with their own eyes how powerful Kabuto was in Sage Mode. The entire ninja world saw it. Having such a strong man in the village can also have a deterrent effect on some people, just like Kai. But if you lose the bet, the village spent money, effort and face to invite Orochimaru back. If Orochimaru defected again one day in the future, the village would probably become the laughingstock of the entire ninja world. Midamanen finally spoke. Let's wait a little longer. In case Kabuto fails in his Sage Mode training, and Orochimaru may not agree to return to the village, Kahoru Udatane no longer expressed her opinion. Seeing that the advisory elder agreed, Fugaku immediately made a decision. Okay. Then it's settled. Once Kabuto Yakashi successfully practices Sage Mode, I will immediately send Itachi to win him over. If Orochimaru defected from the village in the future, I will bear all the responsibilities. I will then step down as Hokage. As soon as these words came out, everyone stared at him. Midamanen, you said that yourself. Udatane Kahoru tugged at his sleeve and whispered, Menin, don't say anything yet. If Fugaku abdicates, who will be the next Hokage? Mizuto Menin was stunned. Yup, this is not the case now. The times have changed. The live broadcast today showed that Naruto is the savior, and everyone in the ninja world focused their attention on Konoha. Tomorrow we will allow Obito to perform the infinite Tsukuyomi, allow Madara to unilaterally beat up the allied ninja forces in the 5 Kage, allow Grand Satsuki to descend upon the ninja world, and allow the savior's own son to be killed. Apart from Sasuke's biological father, who else would be willing to take on such great pressure to become Hokage? Sarutobi Hirozen was horrified. Fugaku, calm down. Jiraiya patted the old man beside him on the shoulder and said, if Orochimaru defected, the old man and I would share the responsibility with you. Sarutobi Hirozen, oh, yes. I will bear the responsibility with you and this traitor. Midamanen looked uncomfortable. Fugaku, if something goes wrong, we will all shoulder the responsibility together. How about you hold on for a few more years, and when Naruto grows up, pass the position of Hokage to him? Okay, let's leave it at that for now. We can discuss everything after Kabuto finishes practicing Sage Mode. After saying that, Sarutobi Hirozen looked at Jiraiya. Ever since he saw Naruto being killed by Kage, Naruto has lost his former liveliness. He only gets happier when the Akatsuki people come to the village to see him, but after they leave, he goes back to his old self. Even if Iruka and I went to comfort him and try to untie his knot, it was of no use. Jiraiya patted his chest, looking confident. Leave this matter to me. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded. This is indeed a very troublesome matter for them, but if it is handed over to Jiraiya, there should be no problem. Old man, I have something very important to ask you. Come with me. Sarutobi Hiruzen was puzzled. What is so shameful? Come over here, and you'll know. Sarutobi Hiruzen followed him to a corner. There's no one here. You can ask. Jiraiya asked in a very low voice. Old man, tell me quickly, what is the rank of Shion in my ninja file? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked strange. Is this your very important matter? Jiraiya nodded solemnly, very curious. Sarutobi Hiruzen gestured a number with his hands. Jiraiya immediately gasped. So high? Is that true? Are you kidding me? Why would I lie to you? Your teacher is the Hokage, with such a powerful background, so what's wrong with writing a higher number when registering you? Jiraiya was so moved that tears welled up in his eyes. You are closer to me than my own teacher. Call your biological teacher when you have time so that this old man can get to know him. Chapter 463 Future Sasuke and Boruto. The days passed by. Soon the day of the fourth live broadcast arrived. Fire Nation Muai Village. Naruto's home. Naruto almost had the word annoying written on his face. When are you leaving? You've almost eaten up all my cup noodles. I want to watch the live broadcast by myself today. At the dinner table, Jiraiya, who was writing furiously, stopped and said, you are becoming more and more withdrawn. You are not doing it anymore. This cannot go on. That's my own business. Well, stop interrupting my creation, you stupid disciple. Naruto had no way to deal with Jiraiya, who stayed in his house. Creation? Humph. Writing those indecent things again. Jiraiya's hand shook and the pen almost flew out. He was horrified. Did you peek at the manuscript I wrote before? Uchiha Clan Land. Uchiha Hikaru took out a Boruto doll from the cabinet, walked to the sofa and sat down, gently holding the doll's head in his hand, waiting for the live broadcast to begin. Hokage building. All the senior executives in the office gathered here to discuss the impact that this live video broadcast would have on the ninja world. The people in the Pure Land gradually woke up. Future time and space. Naruto's house. Boruto, who was lying on the sofa playing video games, suddenly disappeared out of thin air with a clang. The plate in Hinata's hand fell to the ground. Too much glass, somewhere in the ninja world. Here it is. Boruto, who was still holding the game console in his hand, looked stunned. How come I'm here? Soon, a black hole appeared in front of him, and the figure of future Sasuke walked out of it. You've returned here after all, Uncle Sasuke? What's going on? Future Sasuke's expression was relaxed. I've already asked the system. Since we've subscribed to the live broadcast, we'll be automatically teleported to this world when the live broadcast starts. After watching the live broadcast, we'll be automatically teleported back. Really? Boruto looked excited. Doesn't that mean I can watch live broadcasts again? Maybe I can see a lot of useful things this time. Future Sasuke nodded and found a place to sit cross-legged. I don't know what this time and space will become in the future. He learned a lot from the system. To put it simply, from the beginning to the end of the live broadcast, if there are people in this world who like him, he can gain the power of wishes. After the live broadcast ends, the system will extract the willpower, leaving only a small portion as a reward for him to be a tool. As for whether the people in this world have received the rewards for their wishes, the system said it would keep it for them temporarily. The reason why the system told him these things was that his existence created a lot of willpower for the system. So his status in the system's heart was not low. The power of will can even create the world. Sasuke understood this after reading the introduction before, but he was not sure what other uses it had. But Sasuke has a premonition that in the future, as long as he has enough wish power, he might become omnipotent. That's why he was curious about what this space-time would be like in the future. It would be interesting to see that when the future Akatsuki guys come to the ninja world, they are killed instantly. Boruto walked over to sit next to him and asked, Uncle Sasuke, aren't we going to Konoha? You were so sentimental when you left. It was like a farewell between life and death. Are you sure you want to go back, Boruto? Oh, forget it then. Too bad. He still wanted to meet Uchiha Hikaru again. By the way, give her your game console, Alice. I wonder how she's been doing this past month. Chapter 464. The third live broadcast begins. On screen, Kaguya used Yomi Hirasaka to get out of the black portal, reached out and pinched Naruto and Sasuke's chins, looking at the two of them with tears in her eyes. Fire Nation Muai Village. Naruto's house. Jiraiya could see when this battle was taking place. This was the battle after Madara, and it must have been a tough battle. First there was the Fourth Ninja World War, then there was the Battle of the Valley of the End between Six Paths Obito, Six Paths Madara, the original Chakra, And then there was the battle of the Valley of the End between the two of them. All the battles came together. Jiraiya couldn't help but sigh inwardly at how powerful Naruto and Sasuke were. Naruto lowered his eyes and spoke with pity. Kaguya, you were kind once. Hearing Naruto's murmur, Jiraiya's pupils fluttered. Naruto, what do you think about the chakra progenitor? This may concern the safety of the entire ninja world, but if it was Naruto, he believed that Naruto could definitely change the chakra ancestor. Naruto looked at the poor woman on the screen. On the screen, Kaguya pinched his and Sasuke's chins and twisted their mouths together. Seeing their lips touching, Kaguya smiled. Jiraiya, Naruto said firmly, no. Somewhere in the ninja world, noticing Boruto's strange gaze, future Sasuke's mouth twitched. Don't think too much about it. This is a prank. Boruto, who was afraid of being beaten, put away the smile on his face and said seriously, of course I know this. If it is true, he might find it hard to accept, but if it is false, Uncle Sasuke, I just envy the relationship between you and your father. Really, Moon, I don't have such bad taste. Ninja world, it exploded right after coming up. This thing doesn't look fake. This is fine. As long as they are together, Boruto won't die in front of Naruto. I am against this marriage. There will be many crises in the future that will require Boruto's special Rasengan. For the sake of this kiss, the future safety of Naruto's son is in your hands. Sasuke, Pure Land Kushina sniffed her own nose. I haven't gotten over the sadness of Boruto's death yet. On screen. Next video. The action plan is as follows. Jiraiya as a child said to Orochimaru in front of him, you disguise yourself and entangle Tsunade, and then I will show up at the critical moment and chase you away. In this way, Tsunade will think that Jiraiya is so great. Orochimaru was silent for a moment, then asked, what's the point of doing this? I don't understand. It means something to me. It means a lot. Looking at the smile on Jiraiya's face, Orochimaru took out the mask and put it on. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto's eyes sparkled. Is this what Mitsuki's father looked like when he was a child? So cute. Before future Sasuke could say anything, Boruto continued in an excited tone, like a quiet little girl. Future Sasuke, this is the first time in my life that I have heard someone give such an evaluation of Orochimaru. The thinking patterns of these father and son are not normal. Well, don't tell me yet. It does look alike. Ryongchi Cave. Orochimaru, who was watching Kabuto practice Sage Mode, had memories in his eyes. This idiot, he got beaten up at that time. Fire Nation inside the pub. Tsunade remembered when this happened. She sneered, this fool, Muai Village Hokage building a hero saving a beautiful girl? This stupid disciple. Xianju's evaluation is too high. Even if Orochimaru and Jiraiya, two guys of commoner origin, were tied together, they would still be no match for little Tsunade. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked nostalgic. That time was really good. Naruto's house. Jiraiya rubbed his nose. Who misses me? Who is scolding me? Jiraiya's expression was uncertain. I am sick. It shouldn't be. On screen turn on the deserted street. What the hell? Come to think of it, if I hadn't followed you then, no. Gambling is not that simple. It was the right thing to do at that time. Maybe it's right. Definitely, right. Tsunade flexed her fingers. Oh yeah, the reversal at that time, that's it. Control the rotation of the dice. At the most critical moment, your hand. As she spoke, two dice appeared in her hand. Tsunade suddenly clenched her fists. In front of her, a mask. Orochimaru blocked her way. Orochimaru took an attacking stance. I am very angry now. If you dare to mess with me, I will kill you. Orochimaru took 2 steps back. Then he took 2 steps back. Tsunade raised her leg, roared, and slammed it hard on the ground. Boom! The earth shattered, and the rising smoke and dust engulfed Orochimaru up. Orochimaru screamed at this moment. Jiraiya, who wanted to be a hero and save the beauty, ran over from a distance. Tsunade, are you okay? I'm coming. Wait until you can gradually see the scene in front of you clearly. Jiraiya's steps became slower and slower, and his voice became quieter and quieter. Just, rest assured, Ninja World, you are late, and your accomplice has been beaten. I didn't expect Orochimaru to really help Jiraiya. It seems that the relationship between them is not simple. Orochimaru was so innocent when he was a child. Naruto and Sasuke, Ben and Hashirama, Obito and Kakashi, and now I have another couple in mind. It's so pitiful for Orochimaru. He went to help Jiraiya and ended up getting beaten up by Tsunade. On screen. Next video. Sarada waved come closer. Then, she bent her fingers and flicked them on Boruto's forehead. It hurts so much, Boruto cried out in pain, holding his forehead. What are you hitting? Screen turn accompanied by relaxing and sad background music. Itachi placed a finger on Sasuke's forehead. Screen turn. Sasuke also stretched out 2 fingers and tapped Sarada's forehead. Ninja World. It seems like Sarada really likes Boruto. It can be seen in many places. If Sarada sticks her finger into your nostril, your forehead won't hurt, you stupid glass. If you want to kill me, then just hate me. Hate me. And then live your ugly life. Remember, you must live. Chapter 465 Naruto and number 039, S-Stream. On screen next video Sakura's face flushed, and she looked at Naruto, who also had a slightly red cheek, and whispered, "Where's the most?" Sakura closed her eyes shyly and pouted her lips slightly. Seeing this, Naruto also pouted. Somewhere in the ninja world future Sasuke, how come he doesn't know about this kind of thing? Boruto's eyes were bloodshot, his fingers gripping the game console were turning wide, and he was roaring in his heart. Shut up. Shut up. How can the screen show things that affect the relationship between Uncle Sasuke and Aunt Sakura? Can't you just keep it a secret from them? Should I tell my mother about this? Boruto was confused. Fire Nation Muai Village Hiruno family hiss. Sakura's scalp exploded. How can this be? Naruto's house. Naruto. Jiraiya was greatly shocked. So exciting. Naruto, you kid. Hyuga clan. Hinata pursed her lips tightly. Hayashi's face didn't look good. Uchiha clan land inside the luxurious mansion. Sweat oozes from Uchiha Hikaru's palms. Is there really something going on between you two? No. Absolutely not. She stood up, her tone firm and serious. I will sever all the feelings between you other than friendship. Hokage building. At this moment, the atmosphere in the Hokage's office was a little weird. The deer's eyes look at the nose, and the nose looks at the heart. Fugaku was silent. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't dare to say a word. I was afraid that Fugaku would have a mental breakdown and would not have the energy to deal with the piled up documents. It is worth mentioning that Fugaku hasn't been home for almost a week. He eats and lives in the Hokage's office, and has only managed to process 1/3 of the documents. Although not as fast and not as experienced as him, it was well organized, and even the two consultants could not find any fault with it. This was certainly worthy of praise, and the Uchiha clan spread the news everywhere, so many villagers also knew about it. It is also for this reason that the Uchiha's reputation has improved a lot recently. This is a virtuous cycle for Konoha, but Fugaku will have to bear a lot of pressure. The villagers expect the new Hokage to achieve results, but the new Hokage naturally cannot and dare not disappoint people's expectations. Sarutobi Hiruzen secretly glanced at the silent Fugaku. You are really patient. If he saw his future daughter-in-law kissing someone else, Pure Land. Such an explosive scene made Kushina temporarily forget that Boruto was killed. Naruto, quick. Stop it. Don't do anything to let Hinata and Sasuke down. Izuna's eyes widened. Stimulate. Moon Kaguya opens her Byakugan. Will you do the 2-minute thing next? On screen the next moment, the style of painting suddenly changed. Naruto. Sakura looked at Naruto, who was lying on the bed, pouting and kissing Kakashi's pillow, and a drop of sweat slid down the back of her head. How long will you sleep? Moon Kaguya closed her eyes. Pure Land. Minato wiped the sweat from his forehead. It's a dream. Izuna looked disappointed. Ninja World. So it was just a dream. PFFT. Naruto looks so disgusting. I can tell that Sakura is speechless. By the way, why is there a Kakashi pillow in Naruto's house? He even hugs it when he sleeps. I want Kakashi's pillow too. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. Fugaku breathed a sigh of relief. It's just a dream. Naruto's home. Naruto scratched his head. I knew it. How could Sakura like me? Uchiha clan land. Uchiha Guang, who was very excited just now, sat back on the sofa. It was as if nothing had happened just now. I wonder if I can buy Boruto's pillow after the live broadcast ends. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 466. What in number 039, S wrong with my pretty wife? On screen turn inside the hospital. Naruto hugged his pillow and talked in his sleep. Sakura, I can't eat anymore, since you want me to eat it so much. Sakura, then there is nothing we can do. Sakura, who was guarding the bed, grabbed an apple and pressed it hard into Naruto's open mouth. I'll eat you to death, Ninja World. Hoha. Look at how useless you are. You are the savior. Sakura is so violent. Naruto is a patient now. I really like Sakura. I don't know how many times I have dreamed about him. Suddenly I feel so miserable for Naruto. How could he let go of a girl he liked for so many years? In the end, the girl he liked married someone else. But Hinata is also very good, and she can totally make up for Naruto's regret for Sakura. On screen turn Naruto, who was sleeping, suddenly started talking in his sleep. Sakura, This is a misunderstanding. A large snot bubble came out of his nose. I didn't peek. Dream Sakura was wrapped in a towel and staring at him angrily. There were several familiar faces besides Sakura. In reality, Naruto kept hitting himself on the head with a pillow while rolling on the ground begging for mercy. It hurts. Forgive me, Sakura, Sakura, with a bang. His head hit the table. The kettle on the table hit him hard in the face. Naruto woke up from his dream and sat up, covering his face. Ninja World, what a erotic dream. I wonder what you saw in the dream. What should I do to have such a dream at night? Well, I've been slapped in the face. Naruto can't just dream about Sakura. Tsunade is also clenching her fists. Naruto, why are you only begging for mercy from Sakura? There are a lot of familiar faces. Sakura, Tsunade, Shizune, Hinata, Tenten, I know, Qiu Li, Temari, and one that looks familiar. Is that the handmaid daughter from Ichiraku Ramen? I don't have much impression of the other three. Compared to Tsunade and Hinata, Sakura is nothing to look at. Naruto not only talks in his sleep, he also sleepwalks. Fire Nation Muai Village. Naruto's house. Jiraiya was envious and jealous. Damn it. Why haven't I ever had a dream like this? Let me have a dream like this, even if it's just about Tsunade. Naruto's tone was dull, boring, pure land Watergate. I actually dreamed that I was caught peeping. Kushina looked angry. It must be Jiraiya-sensei who led Naruto astray. Otherwise, Naruto would never have such a dream. On screen. Next video. It is a very rare graphic video. The first picture is of the sexy beauty band with a hot body. Pure land. Madara's eyes went dark for a while. Again, Hoshirama looked at the C-cup Madara on the screen and smiled naively. It's quite pretty. A joy in the doorroom. I see your true self again, Mata. Ninja World. I can testify. What Obito actually said at the time was, "Old woman, did you save me?" Banner's women's clothing has never disappointed me. As the god of Ninja World, isn't it normal for his wife to be pretty? Somewhere in the Ninja World future Sasuke's eyes widened slightly. Really? Boruto exclaimed. I saw the shadow of light in her. On screen. The second picture is of the cute white-haired girl Tobirama. Pure land. The smile on Tobirama's face froze. Hashirama also put away the silly smile on his face. If I turn my brother into my sister, then it would also be. Izuna gloated. You are quite pretty, Senju Tobirama. Madara felt much more balanced. Ha, ha ha. I never thought that this day would come to you. Senju Tobirama. You must have laughed at me a lot on the past, right? Fire Nation Muai Village. Hokage building. Sarutobi Hiruzen sat there with his eyes closed, like an old monk in meditation. You should have the minimum respect for your teachers. 5 words inexplicably appeared in Sarutobi Hiruzen's mind. Beautiful teacher. His face twitched. Ninja World Kawaii. Although they look very similar, and you can even tell at a glance that this is Tobirama. Tobirama himself is too serious, and it is very difficult to associate the two people together. On screen. The third picture is Naruto, a playful girl with blonde twin tails. In this regard, everyone in the Ninja World said they were used to it. Naruto. This is playing yourself. On screen. The fourth picture is Sasuke, a cool girl with long black hair and a shawl. Somewhere in the Ninja World. Boruto blurted out, more like light, future Sasuke. Ninja World. This is my favorite one. Sure enough, Hinata's biggest threat has never been Sakura. Fire Nation Muai Village. Fugaku Saida's second son, who is aloof, powerful and full of style, couldn't escape the fate of being pranked. Okay, if I really had such a beautiful daughter, it doesn't seem so hard to accept. Uchiha clan land luxurious house. Uchiha Hikaru, who felt that he looked familiar, walked to the mirror and compared himself with a black-haired girl on the screen. Don't say. Naruto's house. Jiraiya studied Naruto's expression well. There isn't much of a change in mood. Still looking listless. It seemed that Naruto was not interested in the girl on the screen. I only like the youth version. Chapter 467. The pain of losing a child. On screen. The last picture is Obito, who has a dark style and looks like a yandere lolly. Divine Space. Seeing himself like this for the first time, Obito's mind was confused for a moment, and then he said gloomily with his mask on, boring. Near Raichi Cave. Kakashi's upper body jerked back, his constricted pupils trembling violently. And, there's still Obito. Ninja World. I didn't expect Obito to be the cute type. This little lolly looks very arrogant. From now on, Obito will dress like this, and when we become enemies with the Ninja World, he will go and persuade Kakashi to rebel first. On screen. Next moment. Video ding. A harsh sound sounded. The screen showed Naruto putting his hand on Boruto's head. Then there was another ding sound. A smile appeared on Boruto's face, and he raised his fist to fight Naruto. As the rhythm of the background music gets faster and faster, Scenes flash by. Boruto raised the Rasengan and slammed it hard towards Momoshiki. Boruto cheated in the Chunin exam, and when Naruto found out, he pinched his wrist, revealing the high-tech ninja tool inside. Boruto's face froze with a look of expecting his father to be happy. Little Boruto was walking on the road and turned to look at the person next to him. Hinata was holding a small baby with golden hair in her arms. Naruto reached out and placed his index finger in the baby's palm, which the baby held with both of its tiny hands, a smile forming on Naruto's face. The final scene. Naruto hugged Boruto, who fell to the ground after his chest was pierced. Ninja World. Not to mention Naruto, even I feel heartbroken. Boruto was so cute when he was a kid. Marujin, Momoshiki, the entire ninja world owes Boruto a debt of gratitude. Now that Boruto is dead, people in the future will definitely help Boruto avenge his death. Kage, that bastard. He's such a piece of shit. Boruto has always been a very good child. He didn't know much at first and just wanted Naruto to spend more time with him and his sister. I still remember the video of the parent-child day. Boruto obviously wanted his father to be with him, right? But he still gave his father to his sister. The screen is stabbing Naruto in the heart again and again. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. Fugaku's eyelids twitched. Again, Naruto finally managed to calm down. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a complicated expression. Shikaku sighed. What is this thing called? Naruto's house. Naruto felt as if someone was squeezing his heart tightly at this moment. It hurt so much that he couldn't breathe. He could no longer hold back his tears, and they slid down his cheeks in big drops. Although Boruto has not been born yet, he has a very special feeling for Boruto. That's his son. Jiraiya's eye twitched violently. Naruto has heard too many things like things haven't happened yet and can still be changed in the future. Almost everyone says this to Naruto. How should he comfort Naruto? Uchiha clan land. Inside the mansion, Uchiha Guang stared at Kage on the screen, with anger in his eyes that he could hardly suppress. He looked as if he wanted to cut the other person into pieces. Divine space. Obito whispered softly, what's wrong with the world of infinite Tsukuyomi? He has no way out if he cannot build a brand new and beautiful world. Those who died because of him will not be resurrected because of the live broadcast. Implementing the Moon Eye project is countless times more difficult than before. He can only wait for the opportunity. Pure Land Kushina clenched her fists tightly. Her arms were shaking slightly because she was using too much force. Her expression was sad and painful, but her tone was extremely angry. Asshole. Izuna was silent. Naruto's pain is not something that ordinary people can understand. This is not just any ordinary grief of losing a child. Boruto lost his parents at birth, so he can be said to be the first relative of Naruto who has a blood relationship with him. Boruto died in the end and died before his eyes. Chapter 468. Take everything. On screen next video. I didn't expect that I would. The Rasengan shattered the huge crimson spiral chakra ball in Momoshiki's hand. Boruto roared, and the eyeball of his right eye turned light blue at this moment. He twisted his wrist hard and pressed the Rasengan hard on Momoshiki. The next moment, Momoshiki's voice rang out. A white light suddenly appeared. Can you feel my presence? Son of man, what? In a space. Boruto looked at Momoshiki, who was approaching, and shrank his upper body back. Momoshiki stared into Boruto's eyes, thoughtful. I see, you have inherited the power of the Akatsuki, but you are too immature to see through your own destiny. I can see your destiny clearly. Remember, those blue eyes will one day take everything away from you. Also, be prepared, those who defeat God can no longer return to being mortals. Boruto frowned and asked angrily, what are you talking about? Just savor your fate and move forward, son of man. As he spoke, Momoshiki's figure slowly disappeared. Fire Nation Muai Village Hyuga clan. Hayashi's pupils shrank. Boruto's eyes. Naruto's house. Jiraiya frowned. Will it take away everything from Boruto? Momoshiki seems to know something. Or Momoshiki also has the ability to predict the future. Uchiha clan land. Luxurious house. Uchiha Guang grasped the doll's head, and because he squeezed too hard, his fingertips turned slightly white. They took away everything, even my life. What else can they take away? Divine space. Obito lowered his head, a faint red light flashing in his eyes. He murmured softly, what's wrong with the illusion world? Reality is too cruel. Tragedy always comes unexpectedly and we are powerless to do anything about it, just like when we were unable to catch up. In this fake world, nothing you do can fill the void in your heart. Ninja World is Naruto's son, with the blood of Uzumaki and Hyuga. It's normal for Boruto to be extraordinary, but inheriting the power of the Akatsuki, isn't that too exaggerated? Boruto's eye might be on the same level as the Rinnegan. This part was not shown before when Momoshiki was defeated. Alice, what a shame. If he could survive, with Boruto's abilities, he might become the new guardian of the ninja world. Momoshiki had seen the future? Then why didn't he see the end of his defeat? Damn it. Boruto finally managed to improve his relationship with Naruto. From the moment I saw Boruto being killed, I sensed that there was a very depressing atmosphere in the ninja world. Compared to these, a small person like me is more concerned about Naruto. Naruto, who has been alone since childhood, must cherish this hard-earned family relationship more than anyone else. Alice, I just hope he can cheer up again. Somewhere in the ninja world future Sasuke's eyes turned cold. It seems that the one who took everything from you was Kage. Momoshiki seemed to know something about your eye. The village searched for Kage and the mysterious man who adopted Kage for a month, but found no trace of them. He had originally thought of going to look for them himself, but being pulled into this time and space again disrupted his plans. Boruto opened his mouth, wanting to say something but stopping himself. Live broadcast will reveal the truth sooner or later. As for his murder, the truth was not in front of him, so no matter how much he explained, it was useless. In fact, anyone can see that there is another hidden story behind his being killed by Kage, and it is definitely not simple. The man on the screen also sincerely wanted to die. He also told Uncle Sasuke and his father the same thing. The father was able to listen to what he heard and wanted to find Kage first to get to know this person better before making the final decision. But there are only two choices: permanent imprisonment or expulsion from the Fire Nation. After knowing that he would die at Kage's hands, future Naruto never considered treating Kage as a family member like he did on screen, but Uncle Sasuke really wanted to kill Kage for him, or to be more precise, for Naruto's son. I don't care about any hidden secrets. I only care about Naruto's feelings and his life on screen. As soothing background music played, Naruto's voice was heard on the screen. You are so long-winded. I think you think of yourself as my guardian, right? Then came the voice of Kyuubi. HMPH. It's almost the same. Screen turned sealed space. The Nine Tails squatted on the ground, looked down at Naruto, who had activated the Nine Tails mode, and sneered. How embarrassing. Naruto pointed at it angrily and said loudly, you are so long-winded. You stupid idiot. Kyuubi just laughed. Screen turned. Naruto ran towards the Nine Tails in front of him and shouted, Kurama, being separated from me for so long, are you feeling lonely? I miss you so much. Fire Nation Muai Village. Naruto's house. Naruto, who was originally very sad about Boruto's death, finally felt relieved a little after seeing this scene. Naruto pursed his lips. Big Fox, although I have only known you for a short time, I have already regarded you as my important partner. The Nine-tailed fox in the sealed space had a serious expression and ignored Naruto's words. What kind of enemy could force it and future Naruto into such a desperate situation that they had to use that move? Could it be that he is stronger than Akatsuki? Momoshiki Ninja World. Their relationship is really good. Naruto is the only one who treats the tailed beasts as companions, right? As for the other Tsuyoki, I don't know that much. In fact, the one who really watched Naruto grow up was the Nine Tails. He is really no different from a guardian. On screen turned. The background music suddenly became sad. The Nine Tails said to Naruto, who is wearing the Hokage's divine robe, the final trump card can only be used at the cost of one's life. Naruto's eyes were firm, and he slowly said, Kurama, I'm counting on you. This sudden scene made everyone in the ninja world's hearts tremble violently, and some people who had always admired Naruto were even more shocked. Pure Land Minato's heart tightened, as if someone was grabbing it tightly. At the cost of your life, doesn't this mean that? Madara frowned. Is there a killer weapon that can only be used at the cost of one's life? The one who made Naruto use this move? Is it Akatsuki again? Somewhere in the ninja world Boruto shuddered all over. What? At the cost of your life? No way? Would something bad happen to Dad after I died? Sasuke shook his head and said, no. Naruto is a man who can create miracles. Even if he uses the killer move mentioned by the Nine Tails, he will definitely not die like this. Although he said that, future Sasuke felt extremely heavy in his heart, but there was no sign of it on his face. These words were just his way of calming down the emotional Boruto. He also urgently wanted to know what kind of crisis there would be in the future. If you know it in advance, you can do what you can to change it. Chapter 469, Boruto is still alive? Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Sarutobi Hiruzen closed his eyes. The price of life. This is terrible. Ninja world, it's really bad. Naruto's house. Am I going to die too? Naruto didn't have much fear of death in his heart, but more worry. I am worried whether Hinata and Himori could withstand the huge blow after hearing the news of his death in the future. First Boruto, then Hinata might be even more miserable than he is on that screen. Hinata, who lost her son and husband, is still alive, and for Himori, she must also live in pain. Jiraiya forced an ugly smile on his face. How could that be? You are the savior of the ninja world, the child of prophecy. You won't die so easily. Oh, Naruto was not very happy when he was comforted in a small village somewhere in the ninja world. Damn it. If things go as expected, the enemy will be a threat to the entire ninja world. But Naruto would rather give up his own life and is determined to defeat the enemy. The young man next to this man slammed his thigh hard and said unwillingly, all of us are useless and can only wait for others to protect us. Including those ninjas from the 5 major countries. That's right. What Jonin? What for Kage? Facing the future crisis, only Naruto and Sasuke can bear all the pressure. If Naruto dies, the Nine Tails will die too, right? Even so, the Nine Tails has no complaints. We in the ninja world owe them too much. We didn't even have the chance to thank them in person. On screen next scene Naruto looked around. Here it is. Kyuubi's voice came from behind him. Hey. I'm here, Naruto? Naruto looked back at the Nine Tails, who was lying on the ground with his chin resting on his arms. 9 llamas, is that so? I've already. Qiu Li looked ahead absent-mindedly and said, time is running out. It seems so. Hearing Naruto's calm tone, Kyuubi said, you are surprisingly calm. It's too late to panic now. Besides, I'm already satisfied to see them defeat the Akatsuki with my own eyes. At this, a smile appeared on Naruto's face, but I don't know what he was thinking about. The smile on his face faded slightly. My only regret is that I couldn't say goodbye to Amori and Hinata. I don't need to worry about Boruto and Kage anymore, even if I'm not around anymore, Kyuubi said. Indeed, after talking to Kage, I know that he is not a bad kid. Fire Nation Muai Village Naruto's house. Naruto said to the Nine Tails as if jokingly, it seems that you, the big fox, sometimes misjudge people. Sealed space. Kyuubi did not answer his question, but asked, although you are not Boruto's father yet, I really want to know, do you hate Kage who killed Boruto? Hearing this, Naruto was startled. He lowered his head and said, I don't know. But the hatred is real. If I have become Boruto's father, and I see Boruto die in front of me, I dare not imagine how painful it would be. For me, I would rather die in Boruto's place, Kyuubi said. Things are not as simple as they seem. Kage won't insist on killing Boruto without any reason. I just hope the situation isn't too complicated. Naruto's attitude remains firm. No matter why Kage killed Boruto, I hate him. But I never thought that I would end up getting you killed along with me. Sorry, Big Fox. Kyuubi shook his head. This is the first time I've heard a human apologize to me, but it's too early for you to say that. Naruto was stunned and asked, what do you mean? You'll find out soon enough. On screen Naruto asked curiously, have you talked to him? How come I don't know? Qiu Li explained, I chatted with him for a few words while you were asleep. What did you talk about with him? Tell me quickly this time. Kyuubi had no intention of explaining it to him. It closed its eyes and said perfunctorily, just chatting, nothing much to say, really? But Boruto and Kage are like real brothers. They thrive under the stimulation of each other, Kyuubi asked, just like you and Sasuke. Naruto laughed and said, it's hard for me to say, he has a brother named Itachi. Speaking of this, Naruto looked a little regretful. I also fantasized about having a brother, but, Naruto looked towards the Nine Tails. I already have you by my side. Kyuubi laughed. Naruto continued, in a sense, the relationship between us even exceeds that of brothers. Think about it, I have been dependent on you since I was born. There seemed to be a change in Naruto in the Nine Tails' eyes. From the lonely child who was hated by the villagers and always sat on the swing, he turned into a lively boy who had just become a ninja. Then the boy grew up little by little and turned back into the Hokage in front of us who was loved by the villagers and was ready to sacrifice himself to protect the village and his family. Qiu Li laughed and said with some regret, how, what are you sad about? It's not like you at all. But this is the last time I will talk to you about the past. I am a collection of hatred. Even if I was sealed into your body when you were born, the hatred boiling in my chest cannot be eliminated. It will also leak out when you are in an excited mood. This has happened more than once or twice, Naruto also said, although I was once avoided by everyone because of this power, but at the same time, Kurama, you also helped me a lot. Humans are only interested in the power of the tailed beasts. When it comes to us tailed beasts, we always call them 8-tailed or 9-tailed. But you are the only one who is different. You are the only one who calls us by our names. After saying that, Kyuubi moved his head and changed the direction of his pillow. Naruto smiled and said to it, I still remember the scene when you told me your name. I was so happy at that time. Besides, if you hadn't helped me, I don't know how many times I would have lost. The Nine Tails raised its head and looked at Naruto. At least in the end, We both tricked the Akatsuki together, so we don't have to be useless dead dogs. Foxes are canines, you know. Naruto looked at it helplessly. What a dead dog, don't tell jokes at this time. Qiu Li laughed and said, we are all going to die, what's the harm in making a joke? Hearing what Kyuubi said, Naruto also laughed heartily. The Nine Tails, infected by Naruto's laughter, also laughed. Kyuubi stood up while laughing. After laughing, the Nine Tails stretched out his fist towards Naruto. Naruto also stretched out his fist and bumped it against its huge fist. The Nine Tails said, Naruto, I am really happy to walk this journey with you. I also had a great time. Chapter 470, Death of Nine Tail. Ninja World. Woo woo. No. Naruto, don't die. He can be so carefree in the face of death. He is worthy of being my idol. My nose is sore after watching this. Is Naruto's era coming to an end? I don't believe Naruto will die so easily. His legendary story will surely continue. On screen Naruto smiled at it and said, we'll go to the underworld together. From birth to now, you and I have never been apart. It's not bad to die with you like this. After saying that, Naruto noticed that Kyuubi's expression seemed a little off. Before he could ask, Kyuubi spoke up. Naruto, did you misunderstand something? First of all, I never said you would die. Don't say I lied to you. Please listen carefully. Naruto was startled, staring at the Nine Tails blankly, and asked, what are you talking about? Could it be, if I told you at the beginning that you had to exchange my life for that kind of power, you would definitely hesitate? Right, no, maybe you will object, even if you know that is the only way. You are such a troublesome person, am I right? As if Naruto had sensed something, he said in a trembling voice, Kurama, it's time to say goodbye, Naruto. A Jinchuriki whose tailed beast is taken away will die, but not on this case. You will only lose the chakra of the tailed beast. Wait a minute, Kurama, you? The Nine Tails said to him, the price is my life, not yours, Naruto. Naruto's pupils contracted and trembled. The nine-tailed fox reflected in his pupils was slowly fading away. Qiu Li laughed and said disdainfully, Tisk, don't look at me like that, I can't stand you being like this. It looked at Naruto with reluctance in its eyes, but still whispered, it's time to report. I'm leaving, so be careful. You will no longer have the power that surpasses humans, and I will no longer be there to keep you safe. If you continue to act without restraint, you will have to come and keep me company any minute. Kurama. Naruto stretched out his hands helplessly and begged in a trembling voice, don't go. The Nine Tails fist separated from Naruto's fist, and the figure slowly floated up into the sky. Before we meet again, please take care of yourself, Naruto. Kurama. Watch as the nine-tailed fox completely dissipates. Tears fell from Naruto's eyes like broken strings. 9 llamas. Looking at Naruto's hysterical roar, everyone in the ninja world felt complicated, as painful as it will be. As long as Naruto is alive it's fine. Naruto and Sasuke's lives are more important than anyone else's. Naruto lost the Nine Tails. Doesn't that mean that from now on, he can only use the Sage mode? It turns out that the tailed beasts can do this for humans. Just looking at it makes me feel a little upset. Damn Akatsuki, there's sand in my eyes, especially after hearing Naruto's last cry of Kurama. I can't hold it in any longer. Fate, please let Naruto go, and also let this troubled ninja world go. Somewhere in the ninja world Boruto clutched his heart looking at the collapsed look on the screen, which was completely different from the impression he had of his stupid dad in his daily life. He felt his heart aching like a knife. Why is it always like this? Dad has lost enough. Pure Land Hashirama was startled and his eyes became moist, and he felt a little guilty and self-blaming. What have I done before? The tailed beasts are also living creatures with flesh and blood, but if I had understood the tailed beasts, I would never have. Having said this, he sighed and said no more. There are no ifs in this world, some are just regrets. Izuna was also somewhat moved. Even though the ninja treated the Nine Tails like this, the Nine Tails was still willing to sacrifice its life for Naruto and protect the ninja world from the Akatsuki. Madara was silent for a moment. It's a pity that I didn't get to see what Naruto's trump card was. Although he said so, his tone was a little low, and he was obviously infected by the atmosphere on the screen. Kushina's eyes filled with tears. Thank you, 9 llamas. Sorry. Kingdom of Winsand Hidden Village sealed space. Shukaku said in disbelief. Kurama is dead, for humans, but, Naruto. This brat, It seems to be worth the effort of the tailed beast. Naruto is the only human who shed tears for the Nine Tails. It was Naruto who removed the hatred from the Nine Tails' heart. Treat the tailed beasts as your companions, so he is special, so special that Qiu Lama is willing to sacrifice his own life to protect him. Fire Nation Muai Village. Naruto's house. Naruto was already in tears. Sealed space. The Nine Tails looked at Naruto and turned his head away with disdain. A crybaby little human. Hokage building. Fugaku sighed. Naruto lost the Nine Tails. In other words, if there is any crisis in the ninja world in the future, his second son will have to bear the pressure. Thinking of this, he no longer felt proud. Only heartache. The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. He felt sorry for Sasuke. Near water country. Kakashi was filled with reluctance. Damn it. Why am I so weak? I can only watch my students bear everything, but I can't do anything to help. But the next video directly diverted his attention. Boruto? Kakashi looked stunned on screen. Boruto, with a scar on his right eye, looked at his former companion not far ahead. The three people on the opposite side, I know, Deer, and Butterfly, all took fighting stances. Boruto gritted his teeth, somewhat unable to believe what he was seeing. Damn it. Why is everyone's behavior so strange? They try to kill me every time they attack. Momoshiki's expression inside Boruto's body was also somewhat solemn. This is not good, kid. Aida used a mysterious power to tamper with their memories. You are now the murderer of the seventh Hokage. Seeing this scene, it wasn't just Kakashi who was shocked. Ninja world. Boruto is not dead? But he is considered the murderer of the seventh Hokage. What? Naruto is dead. The ninja world. The sky is falling. What's going on with Momoshiki? How is he still alive? And able to talk directly to Boruto. When I saw Boruto, I thought this happened before he died, but now it seems that it happened afterward. Boruto didn't die at all. What happened during this period? Why did Momoshiki say something like killing the seventh Hokage? And Boruto was also considered the murderer of Naruto. Of the two men who supported the ninja world, only one is left. Somewhere in the ninja world future. Sasuke frowned. This happened after Boruto was killed by Kalki. The live broadcast should not lie. So, Naruto is dead? And Boruto, although you are not dead, you are considered the murderer of Naruto by your former companions. Future Sasuke felt a tingling sensation in his head. Chapter 471. Tsuruta opens kaleidoscope. Boruto looked pale. Dad was killed. How is it possible? How is this possible? How could Dad die? Am I the murderer of my father in everyone's eyes? Still brainwashed? If that's the case, will anyone believe his explanation? Fire Nation Muai Village. Naruto's house. A big question mark appeared on Naruto's forehead. Am I dead again? Naruto shuddered. Boruto is not dead. Is that so? As long as Boruto is still alive, that's fine. If it were my future self, I would definitely think so, right? After watching the live broadcast for so long, Naruto knew that there were many things in this world that were more important than his own life and needed his protection. If you dream of becoming Hokage, you must be prepared at this moment. In his heart, family affection is more important than this awareness, but he still felt a little worried when Boruto was being hunted by the New Age Ino. Shika and Joe Trio Jiraiya had always noticed Naruto's emotional changes. He said it hasn't happened yet though, but these future events have made Naruto no longer as cheerful and lively as before. Maybe I'll never go back. The current Naruto has what the young Naruto on the screen has always longed for ever since the live broadcast started. Naruto has never lacked people's attention and recognition, but Naruto lacks something very important compared to the Naruto on the screen. That is the light in the eyes. Uchiha clan land luxurious house. Uchiha Guang's brain crashed for a moment. What do you mean? Boruto is still alive, and those three guys thought you were Naruto's murderer. On screen Momoshiki continued talking. Listen to me, kid. No one here regards you as a companion. They all want to kill you. You don't even have the chance to live now. Just give your body to me and sleep. Fire Nation Hokage building. Fugaku's eyelids twitched violently. From what Momoshiki said, he can still control Boruto's body. Shikoku's face was full of nervousness. Will Boruto, whose body is controlled, also be able to use Momoshiki's power? If Boruto really gives his body to Momoshiki, he will definitely kill Ino. Shika Joe, Momoshiki, what on earth are you planning? Why wasn't he killed? Momoshiki actually explained this to Boruto. How can Boruto bear it after encountering something like this? On screen just when Boruto hesitated, Sasuke suddenly appeared and kidnapped Boruto. Screen turn in the Hokage building of Konoha. Shikamaru, a high-ranking member of Konoha, frowned and issued orders with a serious face. Now the entire Konoha village regards Boruto as a target. Boruto may be the murderer of the 7th generation. Fire Nation Muai Village. Uchiha clan land luxurious house. Uchiha Guang's pupils trembled. How could this be? Not just those three guys, But the whole village thinks Boruto is the murderer of Naruto. Why would that guy named Ada do such a thing? Where is that bastard? She clenched her fists tightly, her breathing became heavier, her eyes were filled with anger, and her whole body was shaking slightly because of anger. If this really happened, then Boruto, no matter what happens, you will overcome the difficulties and live well. Right. On screen turned. Sasuke looked at Sarada, who was crying in front of him, and asked in confusion, Sarada, what's wrong with you, Dad? Boruto didn't do anything. He can't be the murderer of the 7th Hokage. You've all been deceived. Sasuke's body trembled when he heard Sarada's words. This is the first selfish request I have made since I was born, and it will also be the last request of my life. Boruto can't be the murderer. As she spoke, Sarada suddenly opened her eyes. I saw that her original Sharingan had turned into a completely new pattern. Sasuke's pupils shrank and his face was shocked. Could it be? How is this possible? Sarada looked up at Sasuke. Please, help Boruto. Dad, Ninja World, I'm numb now. In this short period of time, I have received so much shocking information that I don't know which one to be shocked by first. What Sarada meant was that Naruto is really dead. I don't care about Sarada opening her Mangekyou. I only care about how Naruto died. Which bastard killed him? From this scene, we can see Sarada's feelings for Boruto. When everyone's memories were tampered with and they suspected Boruto, only Sarada suspected that there was something wrong with the world, instead of doubting what she thought. This is how the Uchiha clan is. By the way, Boruto didn't die. Did Kage let him go? He never really intended to kill Boruto. After all, Boruto treated him as a brother, and Boruto's father treated him as a son, so it's normal that he couldn't do it. But I still don't understand why Kage wanted to kill Boruto. Things here may be more complicated than I thought before. Boruto, you have to be strong. Your father must be watching you from heaven. Don't let him down. Why would this guy named Ida do this? If it weren't for Naruto saving the ninja world, this guy might have died long ago. Why would such a person have such powerful abilities? Why would this guy persecute Naruto's son? Boruto is so miserable. I can't bear to watch it. I really want to help him. Somewhere in the ninja world Boruto was touched. He actually opened his Mangekyou Sharingan because of me. After hearing Boruto's words, future Sasuke gradually came back to his senses from his shock, but the shock in his eyes never stopped. Future Sasuke took a deep breath and calmed himself down. I didn't expect Sarada. Having said that, he looked at Boruto. Boruto scratched his head. Uncle Sasuke. The look in your eyes, this look is like looking at a pig that has eaten its own cabbages, and he was that pig. Future Sasuke calmly looked away. Nothing. It looks like I'll be busy when I get back. The important information revealed in this live broadcast is too much and too heavy. It was so heavy that even he couldn't bear it. Pure Land cushion as tears never stopped. She covered her mouth and tears fell down. Minato clutched his chest. Even if they were dead, they felt the pain in their hearts. As a parent, I heard the news that my son would die young, and I saw my grandson being identified by everyone as the murderer of my son, and being hunted down by his former companions. This kind of thing is very cruel, not only to Boruto, but also to them. Uchiha Tajima's expression was a little stiff. You opened those eyes so easily, Junior. You make us look like losers. Ban brows furrowed. This is where things get tricky. Moon Kaguya uttered 2 words. How miserable. Chapter 472 Lost and Found. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned for a moment. Is the kaleidoscope activated now? Fugaku looked solemn to be proud of theirs, but more of it is heavy. It was so heavy that he had no time to care about being proud of Sarada. Sarada opened her eyes because everyone thought Boruto was the murderer of Naruto. This sentence contains a huge amount of information. The shock made it difficult for him to breathe. Uchiha clan land. The Uchiha clan members all had dull expressions. Then, the tribesmen were in an uproar. Obito opened his eyes after seeing Rin die at the hands of Kakashi. I didn't expect Peanut's eye opening talent to be so high. I haven't recovered from Naruto's death and Boruto being considered the murderer yet, and the screen gave me such a big surprise. Even the elite ninjas of the clan couldn't do it, but Peanut did it at such a young age, as expected of you, Sasuke-sama's biological daughter. You've opened your eyes at such a young age. None of Lord Fugaku's descendants are inferior in talent. Ha. Even though now is not the time to be proud of Peanut, I just can't help it. No. There is no such thing as a bad time. As long as we have the help of Sasuke-sama, who in the entire ninja world can touch Boruto? As long as Sasuke-sama protects Boruto, we can wait until the day when all the truth comes out. I always feel that things won't be that simple. What can a pair of kaleidoscopes do in the future? It seems like that The terrifying ability to brainwash people has appeared again. Luxurious House at Guang's eyes were cold. The ability to brainwash. Is he a descendant of Marojin? If so, then she must find Murashin, physically castrate him first, and then kill him, prevent this unstable factor and his descendants from causing any trouble in the future. Maybe it's a coincidence the next video on the screen is exactly the information that most people in the ninja world want to know very much. Shivan, the daimyo of the 5 great nations, sat up straight looking at the screen with a serious expression on screen. Shikamaru walked towards Naruto's direction. When he walked behind Naruto, who was holding Boruto's body, he said, "I have to think about how to treat Kage in the future." Naruto turned his head and asked in a hoarse voice, "Consider? Consider what?" Hearing Naruto's words, Shikamaru frowned and said in a serious tone, "Do you even need to ask? He killed his own companion with his own hands. Although there were reasons for it, he didn't even hesitate." Naruto tilted his head so Shikamaru couldn't see his expression, but his voice was still a little hoarse. "Kage's behavior is not his own responsibility." Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land Luxurious House Uchiha Hikaru looked incredulous. "What, did I hear correctly? Kage killed Boruto? Naruto, don't you hate Kage? Why don't you just kill him to avenge Boruto? Why do you still say such things?" Although he knew that Boruto was not dead, Uchiha Hikaru became more and more angry as he spoke, and even felt a little crazy because he could not do anything about Naruto. "Who is your biological child, Boruto or Kage?" Naruto's house held space. Kyuubi raised an eyebrow. "You see, things are not that simple. I'd like to state in advance that I'm not asking you to forgive the guy. I'm just saying that things are not as simple as they seem. Maybe the truth of the matter is the reason why you can forgive Kage on the screen. No matter what the truth is, I hate Kage, and I will never forgive that guy like I did on the screen," Kyuubi said in an indifferent tone. "Okay, I admit that I misjudged the future me. At least now I don't like that brat named Kage very much." Naruto was a little surprised. Obviously, he didn't expect that Sundeer Nine-Tailed Fox would say so decisively that he had made a mistake on screen. Shikamaru said to Naruto, "Maybe, but the problem is that he is a person who can do whatever it takes to achieve his goal, and this incident has proved that." Naruto also asked in a more serious tone, "So what do you think we should do? Are you going to drive him away because he is a hot potato?" "I don't mean to shirk my responsibility, but considering that we want to set an example for other villages, he should be given a formal trial. There is no reason for him to be treated specially." Naruto lowered his eyes. "He is Boruto's brother, and we are like one family. No matter what he did, no matter what others say." Shikamaru's frown deepened. Naruto continued, "At this time, if even his family doesn't stand by him, who else will stand by him?" Ninja world, it makes me feel uncomfortable to see Naruto forgiving Kage. Kage killed your son, and you still want to forgive Kage. Is there any reason why Boruto must die? So why did Kage want to kill Boruto? Even Shikamaru said there was a reason. "I have always believed that Kage would not do such a thing unless it was absolutely necessary. After all, this guy left a good impression on me before. What a true brother, a brother who is willing to kill, no matter what the reason. Kage can't kill Boruto." Has he ever thought about Naruto's feelings? I can't imagine how painful Naruto would be. And Hinata and Himori, has Kage considered their feelings? Thank goodness Boruto didn't die. Naruto has already lost the 9 tails by this time, otherwise he wouldn't be able to stop Kage. There are only 3 things I'm most curious about right now. First, why did Kage want to kill Boruto? Second, how did Naruto die? Third, what happened to Boruto in the end? If the entire ninja world believes that he killed Naruto, Boruto will probably become the enemy of the entire ninja world. On screen, Shikamaru closed his eyes at Naruto's words. "Is this what you really mean, Naruto? Can you still consider Kage as your family member from the bottom of your heart?" Naruto looked down at Boruto's body, his entire face hidden in shadow. He was silent for a long time, and then he spoke in a hoarse voice. "Stop talking!" Shikamaru shouted loudly. "Your son died in his hands." Naruto roared. "I told you to stop talking." At this moment, Shikamaru could see Naruto's despair just from his back, so he chose to remain silent this time. Naruto closed his eyes and clenched his fists. No one knew what kind of pain he was feeling at this moment. At this time, a hand rested on Naruto's fist under Naruto's astonished eyes. The hand stretched out in front of him and slowly clenched. Pure Land Izuna sighed. He didn't die from such a serious injury. He is indeed Naruto's son. It's outrageous. Ninja world, this is the surprise of regaining what was lost. Boruto is not dead, but the haze in my heart can't be dispelled, because I know that after this, Naruto will also die. In the future, Boruto should replace Naruto as the new protagonist. If the Akatsuki come to the ninja world again in the future, maybe Boruto and Sasuke will defeat them together. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 473 Momoshiki and number 039, S chapter. On screen Boruto opened his eyes and looked at Naruto. His voice was extremely weak. Who was killed? Shikamaru's pupils shrank and his face was shocked. What? Boruto struggled to sit up. It hurts. Then, he looked at Naruto. Don't call someone dead without authorization. Hearing Boruto's words, a line of tears rolled down Naruto's cheeks. Boruto. Naruto hugged Boruto, who was resurrected from the dead, in front of him. Your dad scared me to death. It hurts. I get it, Dad. Shikamaru, who had regained his composure, looked at Boruto and asked, what happened? There's a big hole in your body. Hearing this, Boruto lowered his head, looked at the clothes on his chest, and tore them open with his hands, accompanied by a ripping sound. The three of them saw Boruto's chest covered with a pitch-black object. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Fugaku stared at Boruto's chest, but couldn't see anything. Is this? Has the wound healed? And what is that black object? Sarutobi Hiruzen lamented that he was getting old. I really can't understand these strange abilities anymore, Shikamaru said. Maybe it has something to do with the Akatsuki. Moon Kaguya's voice sounded faintly. Wedge. So, will Boruto become an Akatsuki? On screen, just as Boruto was staring at his chest in a daze, a white light appeared. Momoshiki appeared in front of him. Boruto looked up at him and asked, hey, what's going on? The moment Momoshiki appeared, Naruto and Shikamaru beside him did not move. As if time had stopped, Boruto turned his head to look at Naruto, and Momoshiki's voice sounded in his ears. Once I lose my container, my soul will instantly dissipate, just like Ishiki. The container is the carrier of the soul, and also the anchor that ties the soul to reality. My unique and precious container must not be lost. For my own sake. Boruto looked at his chest again. My chest feels blocked. How can I? Momoshiki explained, part of your heart and lungs were damaged, and a lot of blood was lost. If I hadn't taken care of you, you would have died. I brought you back to life, using the wedge. Hearing Boruto's doubts, Momoshiki said, originally, I was just a little short of that. Once the remaining wedges are fully integrated into your body, my resurrection plan will be realized. At this point, Momoshiki looked at Boruto, frowning. What a pity. How can you revive if the container itself is destroyed? I have no choice but to convert the remaining wedges and resynthesize the cell tissue you lost, Boruto suddenly realized. To sum it up, you resurrected me using the parts that were supposed to be your body. Momoshiki looked down at Boruto. In order to save you, my reincarnation plan has come to nothing. Boruto's mouth curled up. So I won? It was my determination to die that prevented your reincarnation. Don't be complacent, kid. I told you this specifically to warn you. Hearing Momoshiki say this, Boruto had a bad feeling in his heart and asked, what? Transformation is transformation, but since all the information in the wedge has been integrated into your body, you are now a thorough and genuine Akatsuki. This also means one thing. Momoshiki pointed his index finger at Boruto. You are already a mature living sacrifice. You can be sacrificed to the Ten Tails. Quarter will soon realize this. Boruto's eyes darkened. Are you trying to tell me that I might be thrown to feed the monsters at any time? As he said this, Boruto raised his lips. I couldn't ask for more. I don't have to bother looking for him. Don't act so cool, young man. You can only use a resurrection like this once. If it happens again, you will really die. Remember this, it's you, Momoshiki, who got nothing out of it. I remember you said before. In memory, Momoshiki said to Boruto, remember my words, those blue eyes will take away everything from you one day. End of memories. But as you can see, I survived and was not affected by your ridiculous predictions. Momoshiki tilted his head slightly, then raised the corner of his mouth into an evil arc, laughed twice, and then spoke. No, it's more than that. Why did that happen? Even I can't figure out the reason. Momoshiki walked slowly behind Boruto, leaned down, and whispered in Boruto's ear, but it won't be long. It won't be long before that thing happens. I'm waiting to see the show, kid. After saying that, Momoshiki laughed out loud. Ninja World, damn it. I'm not smart to begin with, and yet you always show me these things that require me to use my brain to think if I want to know. Boruto has become an Akatsuki? How cool. Then whose strength should have surpassed Naruto and Sasuke, right? The reason why Kage killed Boruto should be because Momoshiki would occupy Boruto's body, and Naruto without the nine tails was no match for Momoshiki. But where was Sasuke at this time? It seems that the coder that Momoshiki mentioned is also a very powerful enemy. He even has the power to sacrifice Boruto to the Ten Tails. I don't know where these powerful people came from. It turns out that the waters of this ninja world are deeper than I thought. The pressure is so great. These powerful enemies in the future are coming out all at once, just like dumplings being dropped into the water. Pure Land Madara pondered. 10 tails. Will someone start collecting tailed beasts again in the future? There is one more move. Tobirama quickly sorted out the context of the matter. I see. Momoshiki planted something called a wedge in Boruto's body, and Boruto, who was hit by the wedge, became Momoshiki's vessel. When the wedge is completely integrated into Boruto's body, Momoshiki, who had been defeated, can be resurrected with the help of Boruto's body and occupy Boruto's body. Kage has hit the jackpot by accident. Momoshiki will never be able to take over Boruto's body again. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building Saratobi Hirozen took a puff of his pipe. Is this Ishiki, the Akatsuki who descended upon the ninja world later? Even whose soul has dissipated. It seems that the Akatsuki have the ability to plant wedges in people. They are more difficult to deal with than we thought. Mizuto Menayan rubbed his eyebrows in pain. It seems that we need to find a way to make Naruto and Sasuke stronger than they are on the screen. Only they have the ability to fight against the Akatsuki. For the current ninja world, we can't resist any Akatsuki. Who will be the container of that type? Ishiki should be the enemy in the battle where the Nine Tails sacrificed himself. Then, Ishiki's container is most likely Naruto who defeated him. Fugaku's face was heavy. The real cause of Naruto's death is most likely this reason. Shikoku nodded in approval. That makes sense, but I think Kage is more like a vessel. After all, Kage and Boruto both have black lines on their faces. I suspect that the black lines are the characteristics of being wedge planted by Akatsuki. Uchiha clan land luxurious house. Uchiha Guang felt upset. That thing, is that guy named Ada brainwashed everyone? He lost his father, the Hokage, and was considered an enemy by the Konoha village at this moment. She felt a little regretful. Boruto, I should have left with you then. In that case, she might be able to help in the future. Even if she was brainwashed and believed that Boruto killed Naruto, she would still stand firmly by Boruto's side. Chapter 474 Konoha Sports Meeting. On screen before everyone could continue thinking, the next video on the screen had already started playing. The title is, The Laughing Four of Uchiha. On the bridge Sasuke laughed up to the sky. Ha 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 ha. Sasuke tilted his head, amusement on his face. This is the third power. Susanu's screen-turned brothers wore the Itachi sitting on the stone chair had an exaggerated facial expression. Sas. You are the new light to me. You are my spare eyes, okay. Come on. My little brother. Screen turn in the divine space. Obito looked at Kakashi across from him. Ha 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 ha. Screen turn. During the Fourth World War Madara faced the nine-tailed beasts and the combined ninja forces. Ha 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 ha. Finally. I can feel the real battle. Somewhere in the ninja world Boruto held back his laughter, and his depressed mood was relieved. Future Sasuke clicked his toes on his ninja shoes. If I had known, I wouldn't have smiled so much. Although the circumstances are understandable, it is still quite embarrassing to be publicly executed now. Near water country Kakashi looked at Itachi and quickly stretched out two fingers to pinch his upper and lower lips through the masks to prevent himself from laughing. Itachi's mouth twitched, and he said in a dark tone, two of the Uchiha Four's wild laughter were directed at Captain Kakashi. Kakashi, Pure Land Man had a blank expression on his face. But he sighed and his heart got used to from women's clothing to lolly voice. He has already developed a big heart. Izuna rubbed his chin. Well, if I remember correctly, Sasuke should be smiling at Konoha at this time. Itachi wanted to goad Sasuke during the brothers' battle. Obito is laughing at this hopeless world. Only the eldest brother's laughter was clearly audible. He was truly happy. It should be because of his resurrection. A bean-sized drop of sweat slid down the back of Shisu's head. He suddenly felt anger is actually not a bad thing. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Fugaku opened his mouth. Why do his eldest son and second son smile so ugly? Uchiha clan land. I found out that Itachi is really good at acting. If I smile like this, can I become as strong as them? If Shisu were still alive, with his talent, he would definitely be no worse than Itachi. Damn Danzo. On screen a new title appears. Konoha Sports Meeting. At the beginning of the screen, there is a map of the ninja world. In the Land of Fire, the strongest of the 5 great nations, there is the Konoha Ninja Village where extremely outstanding ninjas live. This story is about a funny ninja named Uzumaki Naruto who was born in this village, has a 9-tailed demon fox sealed in his body, and has a strange destiny. He keeps training to become the best ninja in the village. Hokage, Ninja World. I was originally still feeling sad about Naruto's death, but when I heard about the funny ninja, I couldn't help myself. Did Konoha still hold a sports meet? Finally, I'm not letting go of those repressed things. The sports meet is just running, right? What's the point of that? It would be better to show some battles between the strongest ninjas. On screen, Naruto's excited voice rang out. Okay. Let's begin. The annual Konoha Village Sports Meet. His voice was full of excitement. Sakura beside Naruto read, "The winning team will receive a week's paid vacation." "Come on, Sasuke." Sasuke, with one hand on his hips, said nothing. Naruto clenched his fist with full energy and said, "Okay. Come on." Suddenly a cooing sound was heard. Naruto quickly covered his stomach with his hands. My stomach started to hurt at this time. Thinking of this, Naruto rushed towards the toilet. Sakura called from behind, "Wait a minute. Naruto. The entrance ceremony is about to begin." Naruto covered his butt with his hands. "I can't stand it anymore. Make way." Make way. Naruto used the hand that had just been covering his butt to push away the villagers who were blocking his way. When he ran to the toilet door, he was petrified on the spot. I saw a long and densely packed queue in front of me. Naruto broke down and burst into tears. Ninja World, holding your poop is really hard to do. Anyone who has experienced it knows it. You'd better give up and stop running. You won't be able to hold it in. Of course, this is just advice from someone who has experienced it, but Naruto's willpower is no joke. He should be able to hold his shit in. Naruto, you must not believe your own shit at this time. Before it starts, find a deserted corner to deal with it. If you're afraid of being discovered, use the transformation technique to turn into Kakashi-sensei. He's wearing a mask anyway, so you won't be embarrassed. You can pull it in your hand and throw it at your opponent as a prop. Slide it down your trouser legs and let the people behind you step on it. I'm sure they'll have funny looks on their faces. Naruto, you must hold it in until I finish my meal. Don't wait until after you run, because holding it in for too long could clog the toilet. Somewhere in the ninja world, Naruto pursed his lips tightly, tensed his face, and his nostrils became dilated. Dad, damn it. You can do it, Dad. If you poop in your pants, I won't be able to look directly at the figure sitting in the Hokage's office chair reviewing documents anymore. Future Sasuke was silent on screen. On the field, the competition is played in groups of 3. Naruto stood in the front while Sakura stood behind him and placed her hands on his shoulders. Sasuke stood at the back and placed his hands on Sakura's shoulders. The rules of the first game require the 3 of them to run together in this way. Naruto encouraged himself mentally. In that case, let's rush forward in one go. As the referee announced the start, Naruto yelled and rushed forward. After running just 2 steps, he felt a sharp pain in his stomach. He was shocked, but he didn't stop. Why is it hurting again at this time? Hateful. Naruto exerted all his strength and used 120% of his strength to lead Team 7 to complete the first game. After reaching the finish line, Naruto rushed towards the toilet without looking back. When I ran to the bathroom, there was a sign hanging on the door. It says it's being cleaned. Naruto, who was sitting on the deck, broke down and cried. Why do you have to clean up at this time? At this moment, an idea suddenly occurred to him. Looked at the women's restroom nearby. Fire Nation Muai Village. Naruto's house. Jiraiya's eyes widened for a moment. Naruto, you are such a genius, but it's a good idea. Ninja World, use the transformation technique to get in. Naruto, you don't want anyone to know that you went to the girls' room, do you? It's a good thing Naruto didn't pull out in the last game, otherwise Sakura and Sasuke behind him would be in trouble. You won't run into someone you know and get beaten out, will you? On screen, Naruto walked to the girls' room. Stopped for a moment. He looked around. After seeing that no one was around, he muttered softly, "Now, the situation is urgent, and we have no choice." After muttering, he was about to go in stealthily. Naruto was immediately frightened by the mosquito-like sound behind him. After landing, he turned around and looked behind him in a hurry. Hinata. Naruto scratched the back of his head and pretended to be calm and asked, What's wrong with you, Hinata?" Chapter 475. Too desperate. Hinata moved her index fingers in increments, looking a little shy across from her. Naruto placed his hands on his hips. Naruto, what about me? When Hinata said this, Naruto's face became a little abstract. Drops of sweat slid down his face. Soon, a puddle of water had accumulated under his feet. Actually, I have something to say. Naruto squeezed his legs together, held his feet inward, and urged, "Hurry up and say it, Hinata." with a blushing face, had just mustered up her courage when the announcement from the loudspeaker outside came in. Next is the obstacle race. Contestants, please assemble immediately. Ninja World. If Naruto pulls his pants pocket, you are also responsible. Hinata, you're not really going to poop in public, are you? That's an obstacle course, there's no way I can hold it in. When I was holding my poop in, I didn't even dare to make big movements. If it really came out during the competition, wouldn't it be a huge embarrassment? Will our savior envy me, as I am on the toilet? Give up struggling. Is there a swimming competition coming up? It will be fine if I poop in the water. Somewhere in the ninja world, White Zetsu scratched his head. This is the urge to defecate. It looks painful. On screen, Hinata blushed and encouraged. Naruto, you should participate in the competition. Come on. Naruto burst into tears. Just for this. Screen turner. Really? What kind of obstacle is this? By the time Naruto had run past the obstacle in front of him, there was a carton of milk on the table in front of him. Naruto held his head in despair. Why do you have to drink milk at a time like this, and 1 liter at that? Turning around, he saw that Kage and Kiba had finished drinking the milk and continued to run forward. Naruto's mind appeared. Sakura with clenched fists and a fierce look on her face. Naruto, it's a paid vacation. Drink up and rush to the finish line. Naruto took the milk and drank it with tears in his eyes. It's really uncomfortable. Screen turn. The second game is over. Naruto moved forward with difficulty. I actually forgot that there was a makeshift toilet for the contestants. He looked at the toilet in front of him and held out his palm. Just a little bit more, 4 more steps. As he spoke, Naruto took another step forward. 3 steps, 2 steps, step. It's a pity that God is not kind to us. Human bomb tank. A big ball of meat knocked away several temporary toilets in front of Naruto like a bowling ball. Naruto opened his mouth wide and was petrified on the spot. Shikamaru walked up to him. What's wrong with you? Naruto, with tears in his eyes, grabbed his collar tightly and shook him hard. Give me back my toilet. Stop it. Idiot. Kage came over and explained, rubbing the back of his head. Just now Ino said she wanted to practice rolling the ball. What? Naruto burst into tears and accused, this inhuman woman. Who are you talking about? Who are you calling inhuman? Naruto looked at Ino, who was walking towards him with her fists clenched, with a look of fear on his face. Is there anything wrong with practicing? At this time, the notification sounded again. Next is the rolling ball. Stop practicing and assemble immediately. Ninja World. Desperate, so desperate. Naruto's stomach upset came from drinking expired milk. Right, as expected of our savior, he can actually hold his shit so long. If it were an ordinary person, he would have given up long ago. Just release it into your pants. It's been hard to hold it in for so long, really. Let Naruto go to the bathroom. He's been holding it in for so long, and he drank a 1-liter box of milk. I can't imagine how much Naruto will poop out later. If it were me, I would be so angry that I would die. It's so difficult to poop. Somewhere in the ninja world, Boruto stopped smiling when he saw this, and instead looked worried. Are you sure Dad won't get sick if you keep going like this? On screen, Ino is full of confidence about this game. Okay. Shikamaru, Kage, here we go. Tongzi also encouraged himself and shouted loudly, go, I say. Naruto was crawling slowly forward when Ino grabbed the back of his collar and pulled him towards the stadium. Aren't you going to appear too? Naruto, with tears streaming down his face, wanted to struggle, but he didn't dare to use too much force. Let me go. Stop it. Someone is going to die. Screen turn. Naruto, who was holding his poop, used all his strength to run in front of the rolling ball behind him. Sakura, who was pushing the ball, shouted, Naruto, get out of the way. Naruto was directly crushed by the rolling ball behind him and rolled forward. What are you doing? You're the last one in line. Screen turn. After the game. In that case, let's use the last trick. When saying this, Naruto seemed to have made some kind of decision. Multiple shadow clone technique. Dense shadow clones appeared. Okay, everyone. Make way for me, the shadow clone said confidently. Isn't it just queuing? Leave it to us. The voice just fell. The stomachs of all the shadow clones growled at the same time. Some covered their stomachs, some covered their buttocks. One of the shadow clones was so anxious that he kept jumping up and down. It's coming out. It's coming out. After saying that, the shadow clones rushed towards the toilet. The ground made a rumbling sound as people stepped on it. Naruto, who was at the back, stretched out his hand. A drop of sweat slid down his face and fell to the ground. Everyone, please, A moment later outside the toilet, the ground shook violently several times. The shadow clones rushed over. "I'll go first. Are you annoying?" Naruto behind him covered his head, speechless. "How many of you are there?" In front of him, a group of shadow clones were stuck at the door because they rushed in too hastily outside the toilet. A shadow clone urged, "Hurry up, come out." The shadow clone sitting on the toilet shouted, "Shut up. This is just the beginning." Naruto walked over and said, "Thank you for saving a seat for me." "That's enough." Bang bang bang. The shadow clones turned into smoke and dissipated. "Great, it's finally time to relax." Naruto reached out to turn the doorknob, but saw red words on the door in use. Naruto was completely desperate. "Ninja World Puff." The door was locked by the shadow clone. "Don't worry about that, just destroy this door." Naruto, you really are a funny ninja. With such a shadow clone, it's not unfair for Naruto to pull his trouser pockets. "I seem to have a deeper understanding of how stupid Kenji is. Hurry up and pull Naruto out, or something serious will happen." On screen, Naruto knocked on each door. "I said, is anyone there?" When he knocked on one of them, he finally realized that there was someone inside. "Someone is inside." Naruto's face was ferocious and his eyes were bloodshot. "Then come out quickly." Shino inside said calmly, "I am inside." Naruto numb claws. "What? It's Shino again." Shino slowly spoke, "When using the toilet, you must follow the first come first served principle and keep it clean. This is the rule." Naruto's eyes widened outside the door. "That's why I can't do anything to this guy." End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.